We were supposed to shoot an episode of Louie. Louie had this whole thing where I played his brother in the show, and he had an episode where I went to, I was like a sad sack in that show, and I went to Cuba. I got robbed the first night, and this old Cuban woman found me naked, and she put me in a wheelbarrow and nursed me back to health. But the only thing she wanted was a child, so I had to fuck her and come in this old Cuban lady and give her a baby. And I did this whole monologue that I tell him in a diner, and that we were going to go to Cuba and shoot the story.
Yeah.
So as I'm narrating it, we're going to just have me naked in a wheelbarrow and this old Cuban lady. But something fucking happened, and it sucks. I was so excited. I learned the whole monologue. It was such a beautiful little piece. And I was going to get Cuba. I was going to go to Cuba. I do want to go there.
I've been
fucking old lady and make her. I want to get impregnate an old woman. The life of a stand-up comedian is crazy. You're going nonstop. You're staying up until dawn. You're dreaming about comedy, and then you wake up thinking about comedy. But running yourself into the ground will never work. It doesn't. You need to make sure you're getting a good night's sleep when you can. And that goes for anybody, not just comics. That's where GhostBed can help. GhostBed mattresses are designed with a premium materials and patented cooling features, so you sleep better, cooler, and more comfortable from the moment your fat head hits the pillow. So take advantage of free shipping, 101-night mattress sleep trial, and financing starting at $35 a month. Most orders ship within 24 hours, so you can start sleeping better this week. Listeners get 40% off all products site-wide. You get 40% off a mattress, adjustable base, and bedding accessories, or 50% off when you bundle a mattress with an adjustable base. Use promo code YKWD at ghostbed.com/YKWD for 40% off site-wide. Limited time only. Yeah, baby, we're starting the podcast right now. We're back. You know what, dude? Live. Welcome, everybody, to the show. YKWD. I started social media and podcasting. The fact. The YKWD podcast.
YKWD's back again.
Old school, back in the day, where it all started, before them all.
YKWD.
This podcast is so fun and crazy. It has no rules.
Shut up. You're ruining this.
Where's the bandana, man?
Sorry, it's a comedy podcast. This isn't NPR.
That's what this podcast does.
Is there any better show? This is the original. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Robert Kelly. We are here live in the Comedy Cellar studios above the world-famous Comedy Cellar for another episode of You Know What, Dude podcast, the longest-running, least successful podcast that's ever been fucking filmed or taped or audio, anything. Anyways, no, I'm so glad you guys are here. But if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. It's a quick little click and like, comment, and also go to patreon.com/Robert Kelly to get the unedited version where we see all the bad words and potty stuff and stuff that YouTube is going to censor us and the algorithm is going to put us down on some fucking, below fishing and Mr. Beast. So I got a great episode tonight. I'm very excited because usually I have comics on, right? It's just me and another comic shooting the shit. But this week I got one of my favorite people in the world and two other guys who I like a lot. But it's all, you know me. I'm all about the stove. I smoke the bats. I got a lot of people into smoking bats. I got a lot of comics into smoking cigars. And one of my favorite cigars, one of the first cigars that I fell in love with was the Tatuaje J21 and the Gran Cojonu. Okay? The big, I call it the Wesley Snipes because it's big and black. And then I call it the Will Smith because the J21's perfect. It's perfect size. So please, Max, introduce our guest tonight.
We have Pete Johnson, owner of Tatuaje Cigars.
Owner! The motherfucker!
We have Jesse Mariut and Steve Gherebean, who did the movie Handrolled, a film about cigars.
Okay, listen now. Handrolled, I'm so excited you're here, first of all. I got so many questions for you.
Sure.
Okay? And I'm so excited you guys are here, too, because The documentary, you guys, and you were a part of this. Were you involved with it? How are you? And how did it go about?
I like to take all the credit for it.
Great. So it's all you.
It's all me.
Guys, you can step out real quick. So listen,
We'll leave you
Pete,
guys to
you guys made this documentary on cigars.
Yeah.
People don't understand cigars. People smoke cigars. They don't understand. You know, is it going to kill you? Is it like a cigarette? Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And they don't understand that cigars are very similar to a wine or a bourbon, something that is created with very simple ingredients, but the way it's put together by who and how it's made is key into the flavor of the cigar or what you smoke and when you smoke it. There's so much that goes into it. People don't understand that. And this movie really just gave me from the ground up to where we are today, the whole cigar industry with the greatest cigar people on the planet from back in the day to now, telling me what's up. And the thing I love about cigars too, it's like guns, leather shit, knives, cars, and cigars. Is if you don't like three of those four things, you're not a man. I'm sorry, you're just not a man. If you don't have some type of custom leather something or a fucking knife, you know what I mean? And you don't like cigars, or you don't have you don't like custom. Now you have to have one, but a custom, there's something up with you. You're not a man. You know what I mean?
Can't trust you.
Huh?
Can't trust you.
I can't. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know. Let me tell you about the producers here. They're all fucking nerdy, little autistic looking guys. What I love about these guys,
They smoke cigars.
buddy.
Switchblades.
No, they don't. No, they will give you their wallet and their mother's credit card number, like that. Give me money. I saw Danny will give all your money right now. He'll do anything. But cigars, I took him down to Soho. I actually left a couple weeks ago. I went to Soho to meet a couple people, and I got a text from them. Hey, can we come? And I was like, yeah, I guess, buddy. They came down. They lit up bats. And let me tell you something, off the menu, not fucking cheap bats, these cocksuckers. You know what I mean? They weren't going for the Martinez. No offense. Good cigar. Manhattan rolled, whatever. And they smoke bats. And I love that. I love looking around the table. Everybody's got a bat.
Yeah.
And they're conversating and they're shooting the shit. Someone's smoking and listening while that one's talking. Then he starts smoking and listen. There's something about it.
Yeah.
And you guys made this documentary that everybody should watch. Not just even if you had a cigar,
Non-cigar smokers.
non-cigar smokers should watch it just to understand it, to know what it takes to make a cigar and the shit that these people went through politically, culturally, to find a new place to make it, all the stuff that happened in Cuba, and then to find another place to go. And now where you guys are taking the cigar company like you,
Yeah.
it used to be what? The top big names.
Yeah.
You know, like Hoyo, Cohiba, Monte Cristo. Now you got like Tatuaje.
Cult classics now.
You got these brands that have built something from the tradition of the old school, right?
Yeah.
Which is great. Now, you got to tell me, how did you get into? Because story about how you came.
Well, I worked in retail. That's where I started. I worked in Los Angeles in a retail store, and then
What store?
eventually it was called Gus's Smoke Shop.
Was
You ever
Gus
watch
around?
Seinfeld, and where Kramer would always talk about his Cubans, and they were going to a cigar store on Seinfeld?
Yeah.
That store was actually on Ventura Boulevard in Los Angeles, California.
Oh, no
Not
shit.
New York.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was called Gus's Smoke Shop. That's where I started working. And eventually, you know, like I had this dream of making my own product, but I
Right.
kind of lost that dream, got
Yeah.
rid of the whole fantasy of like, I'm going to have my brand name on a cigar.
Right.
Didn't understand the business that well.
So you're just working at a cigar. Do you have another job, or you just you
No.
just retail?
No, yeah.
Was there a Gus?
There was a Gus before the owner of the store owned it, but that store's long gone.
Okay.
That store was around since 1927.
Wow.
So it was like the oldest store in California.
Back when every motherfucker men used
This was
to
early
smoke.
90s. This was early 90s, though, that I was working at that store, and everybody was smoking.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're talking about 1927,
Dude,
everybody smoked.
Dude, every dude had a cigar on him.
Yeah,
back in
they're
the
always
day.
small, tiny cigars.
Yeah.
But they were like 3 for 25 cents or something like that.
And you lit a cigar, man. That's my favorite. Clint Eastwood, back in the old West, would always have those Italian rolled.
Yeah, they
hunks of
still make those the Toscanos. Those are actually.
I heard they're really good. Yeah.
Yeah, the Italians, they actually smoke them down to where they burn their fingers. That's why they have stains on the tips of their fingers.
Goddamn guineas.
They just flick the ash.
Really, the goddamn guineas got to take everything too far.
That's what it is.
I know it, and they cut them in half too, right?
yeah.
It's a cigar both ways.
They make a Toscano, which is the long one. They make a Toscanelli, which is like a version of his cut in half.
Right, that's a Toscanelli.
Yeah.
I just sat at the club the other night and
Why'd you say like
And a
that?
half one.
huh?
Why'd you say like that?
Because I'm half Italian and I assimilate real quick.
He's
and
allowed to.
And I just want to say, wow, why you call me on that?
I'm half
What are
Italian.
you?
You just went Toscanelli.
What are you?
Romanian. We both are.
Oh, you both. All right, relax.
Yeah.
You said Irish. I was going to say some shit to you, but Romanian. I don't know what you
We're
fucking.
gypsies. We'll cut you,
You
bro.
vampire. I know you guys get some fucking chick out front with a ponytail is gonna beat the shit out of me. So you're at this place.
Yeah.
You want to open it, and then you give. Why'd you give up on your dream? Why? What happened?
That I just kind of lost my vibe for it. I couldn't find anybody that could make me a cigar that I wanted to put my name on.
Right.
And then ultimately, 10 years, later, after I was starting the business in 1993, 10 years later, I met this guy named Pepin Garcia, who owns My Father Cigars.
Did he come in?
He came in from Cuba. He came to Los Angeles. I met with him. We sat down. He rolled me a few cigars. The first ones I didn't like. After that, I talked to him about Cuban cigars and what he knew in his head and his history.
Yeah.
The next cigar he rolled me, I was like, that's fucking it. That's the cigar.
Why didn't you like the first one? First
I
couple.
don't know. They just didn't have balance to them. They didn't have, like, the flavor components weren't, like, rounded and well flavored. I was looking for something very particular.
Yeah.
But as soon as he understood that I wanted a Cuban cigar, he sat back down on the table with the same tobacco and rolled me a Cuban cigar.
Okay. That's the shit.
That's a master. That's
how did it? What is that? Like what? Like how does a guy like that know? Okay, I know what you're looking for.
he's my father-in-law right now.
I do.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to that. Don't ever bury the lead again on my podcast. I mean, has this guy ever fucking been on a podcast?
No, never.
Hi,
Can't
show's
figure this
over.
shit
Good for you. Fucking married the fucking boss's daughter. See you later. Anyway, what the fuck, dude?
So I'll take these with me.
No. Stay right there. You do your thing. Stay right there. So, dude. So, that sucks now because that was such a great story at the end that you married. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're at the end.
He
of
flipped
I
the
just
last page
completely
on you.
went to the end.
Yeah, it's like watching the new Star Wars. They killed Han Solo. He's dead. His son
I'm
kills
that
him.
guy. I'm that guy.
And he doesn't kiss Princess Leia. He just gives her a hug because she's fat and old now. Did you know that? I was sorry. I just nerded out for a second. So you this guy rolls you that cigar and you're like, this is it.
That's it.
Now, how do you come up with the name?
I got a nickname in the business called, I was Tattoo Pete. Like everybody called me Tattoo Pete because
Yeah.
I was the only guy that showed tattoos.
Yeah.
I'd walk around the trade show floor and my tattoos were out. And eventually I got an Opus X tattoo on my arm when I was younger in 1995. So everybody was like, oh, Tattoo Pete, Tattoo Pete. So when it came to naming my own cigar, I was like, what the fuck am I going to call it? So I had to actually ask a busboy at the restaurant or at the Grand Havana Room in Beverly Hills
Yeah.
what the translation for tattoo was in Spanish because I didn't know how to speak Spanish.
Yeah.
And they're like, Tatuaje. I'm like, spell it for me. So I called the factory. I said, I'm going to name it Tatuaje. And they're like, why would you name it Tatuaje? Like, seriously, like anybody that we know from Cuba that had tattoos
Yeah.
probably went to prison.
Sure.
Luckily, I've never been.
Right.
But yeah, for Cuban people,
You're lucky that guy told you that the right thing because I got a Chinese lettering tattoo. I thought it meant
I
destiny,
have
life,
one
and
Chinese
faith.
lettering too. I don't know what it means.
I thought it meant destiny, life, and faith for 25 years.
It means ramen.
Slut.
Probably means like
Meant sloppy bottom boy, dirty American. I know, but it doesn't mean that. I think it means friendship or some horse shit. Why would I have a friend? Why would I get my own friendship tattoo? So I'm glad that it actually met you. You double checked with another busboy, I hope.
no, yeah. I did a translation with some other people to make sure.
How
I kind of knew what it was.
What was the first cigar? What was it?
It was the brown label from Miami. There's 6 sizes.
Because can I be honest with you? I've been telling a whole different story about you.
Well, I mean, so the J21, which I know you like,
Yes.
came later.
I've been lying about you to everybody.
The J21 was like the second line that came in
What
Miami.
was the first one?
The first one was originally the Havana Cazadori.
Okay, I've been lying. I've been telling everybody this great story that maybe you should tell because it's way better than that.
The Grand Cojonu.
I've been telling people. I've been telling people, Pete. I feel like a schmuck. I've been telling people that you sat down and he brought you the cigar and you're like, no, it's too much. I need more.
Oh no, but that is
you saw
part of
that
the
in the movie.
That's
though.
true.
That's part of the story.
Yeah.
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 The movie. Yeah.
So what is this other story?
That part of the story came later though. Like that
Yeah.
that happened after we had already had been working for a year.
Okay, so
Yeah.
this
So
is
we-
creative license you took. in
Well,
the movie.
we did the movie knowing that we would eventually do an episode on Tatuaje where everything would be explained in much more detail. So
Well, guys, next time, can you let me? 'Cause I've been
put a
going
little
on other
footnote in
people's.
there.
I've been going on. I got
No, but
stupid
that
headphones.
part
I've been
of
going
the
on other people's podcasts, telling people that's that's how the order it went.
That
Like,
part of
when
the
I
story
need-
is true.
Oh, you mean cojones? And you're like, yeah. And then he came back. This is the one.
Well, that
Well,
part,
that is true.
Cojonu
Oh, it
means
is.
ballsy.
Ballsy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
ballsy.
Is it
So-
Cojonu or Cojone or Cojona?
Cojonu.
Cojonu.
But it's short for cojonudo.
Okay.
Cojonudo is a word in Spanish and Cuban, and cojonu is the slang version of it.
Right.
So when they said, Pepin actually said, "Este tabaco tiene cojonu,"
Wow.
and I'm like, "Wait, what's
That
that
just
word?"
turned me on, whatever that was.
and he
Say
went
that
full
again.
Cuban
What's
with
that-
it too.
Something about a
Hey,
tattoo guy
you didn't
talking
pronounce
like
your
that.
S's or
What's that
anything.
word? And they're like, no, it's a bad word. I go, no, seriously, what's the word? And they're like, no, it's cojonu. It's short for cojonudo. It means that you have balls and know how to use them.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, cool. That's the name of the cigar. And they're like, no, you can't call it that. I go, no, that's the name of the cigar. Why can't I call it that?
Right. Yeah.
So in Little Havana, where we used to be back during those days in 2004-ish, everybody that would walk in, they're like, oh, what's this cigar? Like, oh, it's Cojonu because it had on the band. They're like, what?
Right.
Because the Cuban people were like, you can't call a cigar that.
Ball. Big
Yeah,
balls,
it ended up becoming a thing.
I'll tell you about the cigar too. When I'm going to smoke a cigar with somebody, and we're going to smoke.
Mhm.
If I have two of them, if I have two of the
Grand Cojonus.
Cojonus, we're smoking that
Yeah.
because I feel like when you're going to smoke a cigar, that size and that flavor, that almost chocolatey.
Yeah.
I feel like where even a non-cigar guy can get through most of that, and the way it smokes, it's just that I don't know. It's like that's the cigar, that's the thing. And now listen, the J21's my joint. I'll smoke those in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I'll wake up and have a coffee and light one of those
It's a
up.
perfect breakfast cigar.
It's
Coffee
it's
and
a
that, yeah.
damn good
So
cigar.
you have to have a lot of time. That I don't know how long that takes you to smoke because that's a good hour and 10 minutes for me.
I go to
smoke.
AA Zoom meetings and I'm fucking tugging on a J21, and it's you can see the old guys are jealous of but it's a perfect AA meeting cigar.
All right.
Yeah, around an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes. I'm done. But
Tugging, huh?
Well, tugging, right? Yeah. Why is that a thing?
His name is like double phallic. Pete Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tugging on it.
Yeah.
It's a little much.
This is getting hot. What's up, dude? You been down in Nicaragua for too long? What's going on?
Yeah,
We're gonna get him a full body
I got
massage.
the worst name. My name's Peter Johnson,
Yeah.
but my middle name is Hassel or Hassel. But
Hasselhoff?
Everybody says Hassel.
Yeah.
And I'm a junior. So I'm like Dick Short. Which
And his cigar is a fucking balls.
yeah. So that's the only way I get it.
That's great. So let me ask a question. So you guys do this, you get the cigar going,
Yeah.
and now you become friends with Don Pepin, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
Who's a master? Tell people what he is.
he's absolutely a master. I mean, Pepin grew up. Pepin's been rolling cigars since he was 11. So when we go back to the story about him just taking the same leaves and
Yeah.
making a new cigar,
Yeah.
he just knows how to work tobacco.
Okay, because people, you get the tobacco, you got to have the person that knows how to grow it,
Yeah.
what tobacco to get from where, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to know how long to ferment it.
Mhm.
And then you have to have that person who the blender or the master blender who makes the cigar, who's going to give you that flavor palette that you want. And then you have to have the person who rolls it, right? So what's
Pepin is all of that.
now your movie goes through a lot of this, right? It goes through all this, but Pepin does all of it.
All of it.
That guy does that.
Yeah, the family does everything. They grow, they ferment.
But is he
They-
the
they
guy
blend
where
and they
he's going
roll.
to smoke and go, that's it?
Yeah.
And then everybody
It's all
follows.
his. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, a lot of times nowadays with my product, because of what they've taught me over the last 20 years, I actually do a lot of the process of the blending myself.
You do it.
But it's easy for me now because I know the blend so well that it's
Yeah.
easy to dissect it up and down.
Yeah.
But in the earlier days, I was like, yeah, I just want something that tastes good.
Yeah.
So he would, oh, here you go. And then I was like, that's it. But that was the early days. Now it's a much easier for me to go in and play with, not working with them. I work
Right.
with the chief of production to make sure that I get the flavor profiles I want, picking the tobaccos that I want to use. But
Well, now,
they do everything now.
so the thing that was interesting about the documentary, and again, can I see that real quick?
Yeah, man.
I mean, this is, thank you for giving me these.
Of course.
Handrolled. It's a documentary. Check that out. This is awesome. These cigars right here. I'll smoke one of these with you, Bert, if you want to smoke one, you son of a bitch. Not that you're watching this at all, but someone will tag you. These cigars, so fucking good. Me and Mo, shout out to Mo, Mo Tatuaje, who is, let me tell you something, dude. You got to
Best, yeah.
fuck the best.
Yeah.
I mean, the best. If it wasn't for this guy, he helped me with my palate. He helped me learn about cigars because, you know, it's intimidating.
He's a good teacher.
I'll tell you this. I hate fucking bike stores and music stores. I fucking hate them.
Yeah.
I love music stores. I love instruments and I love riding bikes and shit like that. But I just got into a fight in New Hampshire with a guy because they're assholes.
Yeah.
They're so snobby. They're twatty. They're dirty. And I walked in. I go, my son was there. I needed a pump. I wanted to buy a pump. My kid, hey, my son's like, he's 10. Hey, can we, first of all, we walked in, they ignored us. They were talking.
Yeah.
Right? I walk into a store, if my store, hey, how you guys doing? Be with you.
Yeah.
I need a hello.
Yeah. Something.
All this is, hey guys, one sec.
Yeah.
If you don't fucking acknowledge me, I want to take all your bikes off your thing or just go, fuck you. Now you know I'm here. Didn't acknowledge. Then he walked over and my son started talking and I started talking at the same time. He goes, whoa. Let's go. Only one at a time now. I went, there's only, dude.
Where in New Hampshire?
I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. But bike people.
You know, I'm from Maine, so like it's
I love
close.
Maine.
Yeah.
What part of Maine?
Gardner, Maine.
All right, yeah.
Small town.
I love it. I love Maine. I was at Wells this summer.
Beautiful.
But I was so mad because then I go, first of all, there's only one thing. I need a pump. He got mad. I'll pump it. We don't have a pump. I go, I don't want you to pump it. He goes, well, we don't have a pump. I go, I want to buy a pump. I don't want you doing anything. And he goes, oh, you want to buy one? Yeah, I want to buy a pump.
What do
And
you
take
think
it.
we're talking about?
I don't know. They're dickheads. My point is, and I'm going way too long on this point. Musicians, same thing. Go in and, hey, I wanted to buy this mic. Well, there's all kinds of mics. What are you using it for? To talk into. Well, there's all fuck off. Failed, whatever you are. For the most part, and I will say this, for the most part, cigar lounge guys are fucking friendly,
Yeah.
informative, and fucking will welcome you into the community. It's almost like we want you to come in and be part of this, unlike those assholes.
Yeah.
You know, there was one dude in Chicago, but we worked it out. No, he was kind of a dick, and I walked away. Ugh. Wait, well, what kind of cigar are you looking for? Fuck you. I know more than you, but we worked it out. We're friends now. We're really good friends now. Last time I went in, they gave me a fucking Cuban. Really good guy. But the cigar community is the thing that I love. And Mo, Mo and Steve, man.
Yeah, Stevie.
Dude, they would show up at my shows. They, bring me cigars. And, and that's the thing I love about cigars is, dude, you give them away.
Yeah.
It's hard because I get a fucking box of J21s. I want a hood.
Yeah, you don't want to give.
I don't want to. I got a box of Hoyos. But the thing about the cigar, it's like, dude, let's go. Let's smoke these. I mean, you know what I mean?
You want to share it.
You want to share. Look, my humidor is fucking. I have Tatuaje. I have my father. I have holy shits. The Opus X, fucking whatever. The Davidoff, whatever the fuck that is. And then I have fucking shit cigars. So people who do you smoke? I never have, but I'll try it. Okay, this shelf right here. This is the shelf right here. See that one with the Tutti Frutti band? That one right there. You know what I mean? So
We won't name any names.
Well, we're not even manufacturers, but we're the cigar guys in any group that we're in. So it's always like, hey, bring cigars to whatever event you're like we're doing.
it is like it's like here, try this.
Yeah, but it's also
And like I'll always like here, man, try this. Like my uncle's up in New Hampshire. I gave him a Cojonu. a Cojonu, and he was like, "Oh shit!" He smoked it, and we're sitting there by the fire, and he's smoking the cigar, and it's like there's something about that gift, a small little gift of a cigar, and I love when I go into anytime I see Mo, he's like, "Here, try this one, try that one," and I've given Mo a couple cigars, but when you go into a cigar place, the guys, I love when the guys are like, "Dude, here, try this one, you'll like that's on me." That's what I think cigar guys should do, and that's what the community is about, right?
Yeah, there's a few people out there that wait for people to come through the door, and if you need something, let me know, and they just wait for the cash register to ring. But the real retailers that are really welcoming people in the industry, those are the people that you're going to learn from.
Yeah.
And that's the point with a lot of retailers. There's no stupid question. If you got a new guy coming through the door,
Yeah.
you have to be patient with them, because you never know if they might become your best customer.
Yeah.
So don't think there's a stupid question.
But most cigar guys, dude, funnest dude, every time I go to a town, I go to the lounge, and you wind up shooting the shit with either a last time I was outside of Louisville, right? I went to a lounge, and they're just redneck across the river, and there was an old fucking big, long redneck dude. I mean, tall man, you know that head's different size, legs, one of his nuts hanging, hat on crooked, smoking a bat. And this young couple came in, and they were like sitting down, and they went over near him, and then they were like, "Oh, we'll go over here." And they sat over there, and I heard him. I go, "Well, if I could have sat down, I have a lot of stories you would have loved." He was kind of sad.
Yeah.
And I go, "I'll sit right the fuck here. You tell me all your goddamn stories." This guy was, number one, wasn't some redneck piece of shit. He was actually a jazz musician for years.
Wow.
And he was big into jazz. And his other friend came in. All these guys were jazz guys. They look like the Ku Klux Klan. You know what I mean? I don't put it, I don't, I mean, they made the right decision, this young couple. You know what I mean? Because, you know what I mean? But it was an amazing 2 hours of my life sitting with these jazz musicians from the other side of the river. And that's what I usually find in a cigar bar when I go away.
Yeah.
Like every time
Yeah, white jazz musicians. That's what I find too.
in the Ku Klux Klan.
Jim Jackson, who's in the movie, is an NBA player, retired NBA player. I think he's an announcer now or something.
ESPN, I think, right?
Yeah.
Or
He talks about how he every time you'd go to a new city, he'd pop into the cigar lounge and just hang out with people.
he's
Yeah.
a huge cigar smoker.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing that in the doc that was awesome too that people don't know about is that the cigar industry went through some shit.
Yeah.
And you guys, that you were in danger,
FDA.
right? With the FDA, the government was getting involved, and because of vapes, right? Something like that.
That's a large part of it. Yeah.
Vapes and cigarettes.
What
We
happened?
get lumped in together.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, premium cigars we believe are a separate thing, and we end up getting lumped into big tobacco, which big tobacco is your typical cigarette brand. out there.
What's the difference between a premium cigar and a vape or a cigarette? Where's the drop off? Why
premium
is it
cigars
different?
whole leaf tobacco,
Uh-huh.
and if you talk about a cigarette, it's usually chopped up small bits of tobacco, usually altered with some other chemicals to make it always be an exact recipe and taste the same.
And a
Right.
paper wrapper.
In a paper wrapper, there's tobacco. A cigar is 100% natural leaf.
Yeah.
Vapes, obviously, we don't even know what the hell are in those things. So
The
we don't
tobacco
get
out of
involved.
those is extracted out of
Oils
eggplants and shit.
The nicotine.
The nicotine,
What?
the nicotine, not the
It's
tobacco.
eggplant nicotine.
Yeah, it's like
Mostly.
Really?
yeah,
Well, I don't know.
I said I didn't even know that.
What is?
We just learned that this year.
Eggplant.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
exciting.
Apparently,
The emoji?
eggplants have yeah.
Dick emojis.
Yeah. Speaking of tatuaje,
What the fuck are you talking about right now?
yeah, apparently
I
eggplants
think they're
have
making this shit
nicotine,
up.
and
So
so they
we're-
extract that shit from there. But it's just like the FDA
Are you
has
talking about the vegetable, like eggplant palm? The eggplant.
it's got nicotine apparently, unless Scott from PCA was lying to me, which
Oh,
I
I
don't
want to
think he
look.
would.
I'm going to look.
Yeah,
this
we
up.
just learned that this year.
Are you?
Yeah.
So they take the nicotine out of an
Yeah,
eggplant
yeah.
and they put it in.
Mo,
in a
can you,
cigarette.
can
Well,
you?
here's the fucked
I
up
got
part.
3 nerds that are on. You hear the fingers tapping?
Oh, I hear that. I hear
Oh,
the
yeah,
keyboard.
look at that. Look at right there. Just read it.
nanograms.
What is it?
The concentration of nicotine itself is 100 nanograms per gram of eggplant, compared with 2 milligrams of nicotine per cigarette. So if you're willing to eat, what is that, 20,000 grams of eggplant, around 20 eggplants for breakfast, you could skip your morning cigarette.
There you go.
You go
Yeah, I'm not
or
eating
just
that
vape.
much.
So that's crazy. That's nuts.
Thanks for the info.
Well, like the one thing, you're gonna get cancer. You're gonna get cancer. I don't know. Like,
Well, if you eat eggplant, you might.
Well, it's everything we learned in health class in school is if you smoke one cigar, it's equal to smoking a carton or a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah.
All that shit. It just
not-
doesn't
it's
make
not-
any sense because you're not inhaling anything.
right.
It's essentially a natural product. Tobacco leaves. A cigar is made of tobacco leaves, water, and time.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Well, there's a little bit of vegetable glue which kind of holds it together at
Right.
the tip, but there's nothing else in it.
Right.
You're not inhaling it. You're just enjoying the flavors. You're
Right.
enjoying the camaraderie of whoever you're with. It's just time. It's just that's
So
it.
the big thing that FDA had was like they lumped everything other than like cigarettes into this other category they called OTP, just other tobacco products.
Yeah.
And cigars were just part of that with the vapes, with the other like flavored, like black and milds and that sort of thing.
Right.
So just for context, we had this in the original cut of the film, but we had to take it out. But I feel like fuck it, we can just say it anyway. We interviewed somebody who ran the production for in the Dominican.
Maybe we shouldn't say that.
Bleeper.
Bleeper.
Just rhyme it with something else.
Yeah.
Mr. Meat.
Kisser. Yeah, I
Kiss
hardly
the
know her.
seats. All right.
And
We'll bleep that out.
so they also do premium cigars and they run the production in the DR. And I asked them how many cigars do you do for every year versus how many cigars do you do like premium cigars?
Yeah.
And they
Handmade.
do 2 billion for every year,
Right.
and
You
2
can stop saying the
million.
name.
Yeah. I mean, you literally keep saying the name. I have to pay these guys
Oh,
per
fuck,
beep.
yeah.
Okay.
Sorry for those guys.
Yeah. You just gave
For the big guys.
cost me $13.
I got a 20 on me. We're good. Just say it a few more times.
Yeah. I had to
Yeah,
fucking
you
whip it
did
out.
say it 13 times.
But
That's
yeah.
all right. But that's like what?
Look at fucking Pete's playing with his
like,
beard.
I'm about to die.
That's his tell right there. We'll beep it out. Don't worry, dude. We got it. Shut the fuck up with I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oops. Sorry.
Well, those cigars,
That's a million times more though.
it's a million
think,
times
if
more,
my
but
math-
they use
Thousand
those
times
for
more?
weed, right? I mean, people don't
It's,
smoke
it's
them.
a huge
Regardless.
production difference between because you're talking about machine made and handmade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Machine made, you can do a few million cigars a day
and rolled.
in machines.
Yeah.
If you have the right amount of machinery, you can make a few million cigars a day. If you're talking about a factory floor, let's say in Nicaragua, at a big factory, 90,000 cigars a day. In Miami, you're talking about 1,500 cigars a day.
No shit.
Yeah, not a lot.
It's not a lot.
That's why
and,
your J21s and Grand Cojonu are so hard to come by.
and they're hard to come by, but not only that, they have to sit somewhere, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you roll the cigar. You have to wait for it to grow. You have to pick it. You have to let it ferment.
Yeah.
And then you roll it, and then they still have to sit again,
Yeah,
right?
They age out and bleed out all the excess moistures, but that's nerd talk. So
No, but
It's 3 to 5 years from the time it's planted to the time it hits the retail shelves, depending on the tobacco. It's 3 to 5 years.
that's what. Yeah, people don't understand.
Yeah.
You get a cigar. Now it's in my humidor. I let my cigars sit for a while too.
Yeah.
Like so it might be in there for. I have cigars that are in there for years.
Those are 5 years old.
There's some cigars, that you
5-year-old
might have
cigar.
that age for a lot longer because you don't want to smoke the last one out of that box.
Yeah.
You might not get it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a thing from this. He's a producer from the Opie and Anthony show, E-Rock, great guy. And he called me up one day and he goes, "Hey, my dad used to smoke cigars. I have this humidor. Oh, it's in the basement. It's like blood red. It's like a really, really beautiful." I go, "I'll take it." Because I know.
Yeah.
He shows up. It's this beautiful. It's like huge. It's like this beautiful vampire blood red humidor wooden box. I open it up. There's a Frank Pizzoni original piece of art inside, right? I believe his name is Frank Pizzoni, right? Look that up. I think it's Frank Pizzoni. Inside. I know his art. I've seen it in New York, right? It's the one that, like kind of pops out. It's like that cartoonish New York landscape
Oh, yeah.
that the building inside. And then all 50 cigars, Romeo and Juliet Cubans,
Old.
standing straight up in fog glass with a print of that artwork in every single one.
Whoa.
And it's numbered, the humidor, one of, what was it, 130 of 1,000 or something. It was made for a special event
Yeah.
for some, rich Illuminati guy. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Blackwater fucking event at a golf course. And
Blackwater, Black Rock.
Black Rock. There you go.
Black Rock, yeah.
Thanks, buddy. Oh,
I don't
somebody knows somebody. Yeah. No, not that's not him at all.
Paul.
No. Frank.
You sure it's not Leroy Neiman?
No.
No.
No, that's old people by a lake with a dog. Anyways, I knew you weren't going to get it. Frank something. Frank, New York artist. Frank Pizzoni.
Tom of Finland.
Anyways, he'll bring it up. I know his art. When you see it, you're like, oh, I've seen that shit.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, I got those cigars dead, crusty. I put them in.
shame.
I put them in my humidor. No, I put them in the I shut it 85s. I got
Okay.
3 85s. I put them in there, and then I would take one out, and then for like 3 months I let it sit. It plumed. Every cigar had plume.
Or mold?
No, it wasn't mold.
Okay.
I took it out. I wiped everything off just in case it was mold.
Yeah.
I wiped them all off. No, who the fuck is that? That's Conan the Barbarian, you piece of shit. Bring that back up. Why would that be in the inside of a cigar box?
That's cool in a cigar box.
That would be, but it's no. Frank,
Frazetta?
no, not Frank Pizzone or some P with a P. If you bring up a fuck. So,
Isn't it the guy that did the Dio album covers?
yeah, every 80s rock band. And one of the best cigars I've ever had. And I don't know how long it was out of commission, how long when he made it.
Do you have any left?
I do. Mo, I gave you one, right? How good was that? Really good. I mean, can't say it's better than anything you'd make because he'll get fired. But the thing is, I know you hit Mo. But yeah, it was unbelievable. That's
Most
why.
safe.
Huh?
Most safe.
Most of you safe?
Yeah, he's safe.
You safe? Why? Because he fucking looks like you in 10 years.
Yeah. He'll be my stand-in later. In 10 years, I'll.
So now you guys, you made this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I loved it. We watched it at the lounge. I thought it was, I tell everybody, you want to know about cigars, go watch this movie. Just go check this movie out because it taught me so much about the struggle that these guys went through when Cuba went through all that bullshit.
Yeah.
And then they had to find another place to go. And that was hard too, and when they did, now the stigma of Cuban cigars
That's
versus
a tough one to break.
Why?
Yeah, because it's the wheel. It's where everything started. So like you have to constantly compare yourself or your brand or your product to a Cuban cigar because that's what people are going to do automatically. So when you have a cigar sitting on a shelf in London or Europe somewhere, they're going to look at it and go, oh, for the same price, I'll buy a Cuban because the Cuban's got the history.
Yeah.
Because technically Nicaragua's history is from the 60s.
Right.
So they don't look at it that way. Same thing with Dominican Republic and Honduras. It's all from the 60s. Cuba started it.
Right.
So ultimately you're battling with history. And nowadays you have to the first thing you have to do is get the cigar into someone's hand and
Right.
into their mouth because ultimately the cigars for me and most people when they taste it, it's way better. They don't understand because they're looking for the label. That's
Yep.
it.
Yeah.
Well, look, I've smoked. People say Cuban cigars aren't as good as they used to be, right? I've smoked some really good Cubans.
Yeah.
Hoyo, fucking love it. Monte Cristo, what number? I think it's number 5.
A little guy.
The short one.
No, number 2.
Number 2,
Number
the
2.
torpedo.
Yeah. What was it? Russell Peters gave me a box of those, and holy shit, my dick fell off. You know what I mean? But I've smoked some shitty ones too. Like I would rather, for the trouble you have to go through to get a goddamn Cuban and the price markup and all that shit. I mean, there's so many more options that people. But
Cuba's coming to a weird end of the era of Cuba in the sense of making cigars. That they're losing rollers constantly.
because they're going up to.
They're leaving.
yeah.
To Nicaragua, Honduras, Dominican Republic.
Can they leave, or do they have to take a fucking? They have to
No,
make a boat out of
They
Pepsi
can
cartons.
find their way out of there, but the reality is that no new kids in Cuba want to roll cigars. It's not a glamorous job.
Right.
If they can sit at home and get paid the same amount of money, they're just going to sit at home.
Right.
But to sit down and roll cigars, the romance isn't there anymore.
Wow.
The art isn't there anymore. So to get new rollers, it's really hard to find, especially in Cuba when they're not giving the people that are rolling cigars any special treatment anymore.
Yeah.
At one time, Cuban cigars and the history of Cuban cigars were so glorified that they treated their cigar rollers better than brain surgeons.
No shit.
They actually got paid better than a brain surgeon, which is what, a difference of $5 a month. That's the reality. That's the
Back
harsh
in the
reality.
day. Yeah.
They're getting paid nothing. So it's like, why do I want to do this?
Yeah.
And it's a hard job. It's not an easy job, and you have to have the hands to do it. But
Yeah.
half the factories are closed. They're not getting the tobacco from the farms. Half the farms are not producing the amount of tobacco they used to. So and now people are looking at Cuban cigars and they're like, oh, $300 for a Cohiba? I'll buy a $10 cigar from Nicaragua.
Fuck yeah.
So that's the reality.
And just as good. How long did it take to get the cigars to be just as good? I mean,
it took 50 years, 60 years for people to go, oh, shit, there's other things out there.
yeah.
In the United States, obviously, that's what we've been smoking forever.
Right.
I mean, obviously, everybody's got a guy.
Right.
They always have a guy on the side. That's not the guy either.
That's it. But that's
That's
wait a minute.
Leroy Neiman.
That's not Leroy Neiman. Fucking, what are you nuts? No, over down the bottom corner. That's my cigar.
Pizzino.
Oh, what's that? I was way off. I said Frank Pizzone.
It's got a similar ring to it.
I mean, it's all right. So mine.
Charles Pizzoni?
Well, yeah, Charles Pizzone. Is Charles Pizzoni? Yeah, this.
Oh, that is a beautiful humidor, though.
I mean, dude, look at that.
That's not Cuban.
Click on that. Click. Can you click on it so we can see it? You fucking right there. What is it? It's not a Cuban cigar?
Dominican, right?
That's Dominican, right?
All right, whatever. Thanks for ruining another
Mo,
story.
is that Dominican?
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks, Mo, for backing up Boss Man. Man, I thought you were an individual, but apparently not. All right, dude. I mean, can I just say something, guys? Not for nothing. Nobody's going to fact check it. Cuban was a way better story. I know.
Charles Pizzino.
Fizzino, right. Isn't that beautiful?
It is beautiful.
Oh, man. I got no more cigars in that humidor. I just have the humidor, and it makes me sad. I have 3 more cigars. I wish I should have brought them. Next time I see you guys, I'm going to, the last 3, I'll give them to you. All right?
Awesome.
How's that?
Hot damn.
I won't take it.
Good. I'll keep it. Thanks. I thought they were both going to say that too, but apparently they fucking want it.
Nah, we'll take anything.
We'll take it.
So anyways, all right. So where was I? I want to get to this too, because you guys, you in the documentary, it was so interesting what happened with Padron.
The old man.
Well, this guy, people know this. He had to come up to Miami, and I believe he went to Nicaragua too. Correct, and then he went down to Cuba to meet with Fidel.
Yeah, that was actually to help with some political prisoners.
Right.
But unfortunately for him, a lot of the community in Miami who was very anti-Castro,
Yeah.
they saw him going to Cuba and hanging out with Fidel, and they thought, oh, he's friends with Fidel. But he was going down there to free political prisoners.
Well, in the movie, they showed this picture
Yeah.
where he was smoking one of his cigars.
Yeah.
And that's
He
what
was
did
holding
it.
it. He was holding it.
He was holding it. And once that happened, they blew up his factory in Miami.
Oh, yeah.
Burned down the factory in Nicaragua.
And he freed 100.
Well, the Nicaraguan factory was different. That was from the Sandinista, the whole
Oh, gotcha.
revolution down there in the 80s. But the Miami thing was definitely because they were upset with him being down in Cuba.
And he was just down, and he actually freed out like 150 people.
There was a lot of people that
I think it was more. I think it was
3,900.
about several thousand. Yeah.
He got several thousand.
I don't know if
people.
they freed
Not
them
on
all,
that
but
one trip.
I
Not on
think
that
that
trip.
was a series of like trips that they were like negotiating for the release of some of these prisoners.
We weren't even supposed to get his interview. We shot an interview with his son the night before.
Yeah.
Where at the factory in Miami, his son shut off his cell phone, unplugged the phones in the factory because they kept going off, and his dad couldn't get a hold of him. His dad's like, "Hey, these 3 white terrorists came in earlier. It was me, Steve, and our
Not me.
music director. No, our music director, Serge.
You don't look white.
So we do the interview. We sit down and have some drinks. It's 4 or 5 hours passes.
Yeah.
Next morning, he finally gets a hold of him. He's like, "Hey, what's up with these guys? I thought you were dead, given the history." And he goes, "No, these guys are making a movie about the industry." He goes, "Oh, well, if they want to interview, let them know. I'll do it also." We were with Pete interviewing Berta Bravo,
Yeah, that's right.
who's also a badass. She's the one that says,
Yeah, very anti-Castro.
very
Said I
anti-Castro.
won't smoke another Cuban cigar until Cuba is free.
Oh, and when he
That
dies
line-
in the
that line
movie,
In the movie.
when
One
he dies, she
gone,
goes,
yeah,
"Yeah,
go."
one down, one more to go." Talking
Really?
about his brother, yeah.
Yeah.
But we were there finishing up that interview, and they called us. We're like, "We got to go get this interview with Old Man Padron."
Wow.
And then he passed the same year. That was his last on camera.
Wow.
Yeah, wild.
That's really
December
great.
5th, he passed.
And
That's another thing about cigars, though, with Cuban cigars. and people who don't know about cigars, and that's why this documentary is actually kind of resourceful. They need to watch this and I kind of understand that Fidel wasn't a great guy. He doesn't treat his people great. I mean, this is politics, obviously. And then Che Guevara is not a fashion statement. Like, they shouldn't be wearing a picture of Che on their shirt.
I know.
Because it's not a cool thing.
I know. They wear that. They have no idea what the fuck
No.
that he did. You know what I mean? I've seen that shirt too on a bag and
Yeah.
whatever. And they don't
Very
understand
hip.
what's going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I mean, especially, you know, being a right-wing Republican who votes for Trump like you, most people would say something like
Did I
that. No, I'm kidding. Okay.
Damn it. Timestamp.
This whole thing's going to be beeped. Beep that one, too.
There's going to be a lot of beeping going on.
But, all right, let me ask this question. And anybody can answer this. If the brother does die and Cuba does, you know, it's over down there, right? And maybe they go, you know, become they're not communist anymore. Thank you.
Yeah.
Fucking, yeah, you love that, didn't you?
You were
I know. I was
holding
right
on a
there.
life raft, you know?
All right, thank you so much. Yeah, and
Florida.
it goes away, right? And they vote somebody else in. Hang on. No, this is great. I love New York now. Yeah, we got fucking monster trucks going down. It's going to be 20 minutes. That's 7,000 mini. Let me tell you something. Fucking dirt bikes.
Yeah.
Those are dirt bikes.
Oh, yeah, I believe it.
The Rough Riders. no?
Wheelies?
I hate
Robbing
this city.
people?
No, they don't rob people. They just scare the shit out of you.
Okay.
They're doing a wheelie for 30
No
bucks.
Nordstroms this week?
Yeah, it's a 9-year-old doing a wheelie for 30 bucks who has no license. If he smashes in the
good at
back
it,
of your
though.
Lexus, you're paying for it.
Yeah.
If it does change, if the politics change in Cuba, is that going to affect you guys?
I honestly don't think that we'll see it open in our lifetime.
No.
No. I mean,
It was close, right?
there could be some.
Obama was opening it up.
Yeah, but for the wrong reasons.
What?
I mean, he opened it up.
Because he's gay?
Well, no.
All right. Well, I mean,
Topical.
you said it, not me.
No, he opened it up because ultimately what happened in Cuba when he opened it up was to benefit tourists to go there. But
Yeah.
the only thing that tourism does for the country is to help the government.
But I'll say this.
The people do benefit from it because they have a lot of side gigs going on.
I'll tell you
and
something. Tourism.
they're hustlers.
If you add let me tell you something. All you need to make Cuba fucking great, you need Starbucks, Kentucky Fried Chicken, McDonald's, and a couple gay guys, and that place will be rocking.
Plenty of gay guys.
I'm talking American gay guys. Guys who are gonna go in and go, this place is dirty. Fucking fix it up and make it awesome. You know what I'm saying?
Airbnbs
Yeah,
everywhere.
dude. I'm talking. Come down. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I
mean,
just
see what
I
they
don't
did with
see it.
Hell's Kitchen. It's fucking
beautiful.
awesome. They
Is
call
it
it
nice now?
They call it Hellsy. Yeah, dude, it's awesome.
Hell's Kitchen.
Hellsy is
Zesty?
now the new Chelsea because Chelsea was awesome, was terrible. Then the gays moved in, made it awesome, and then the rich fucking white couples with their stupid kids took that over. So they moved up to Hell's Kitchen, which was terrible, made it awesome, and then again now it's
This
now
episode is never going to be
Bronxy's
printed.
next.
Bronxy. Oh, I fucking love Bronxy. Bronxyville. But yeah, no, I mean, so you don't think that in our lifetime that we'll ever be able to go to Cuba
I
and
think-
get a box of cigars at a cheap price, or you know what I mean?
Well, at a cheap price, no, because they're raising
Can you guys
prices
stop
constantly.
fucking moving. Thanks.
They're
These
raising
guys,
prices
They have autism.
constantly.
They
so
have
I
to
don't
move,
think
tap feet. Sorry.
I don't think you'll get them at a cheap price, but I think honestly, I think that if they continue on with the way they're going with, they say they're going to have an election with a president, but then they don't really have a real guy.
Yeah.
As long as there is a Castro involved in that country,
Yeah.
it will stay the way it is.
Right.
Because ultimately, there's one family that profits from all of it,
Right.
or there's two levels of classes in Cuba. And there's really rich and really poor. There's no middle class. But I had a friend just come back from Cuba recently. He said there's Ferraris in Cuba. There's brand new Bentleys in Cuba, and I'm like, how?
It's got to be China.
There's people that
Got to be China.
people that
China.
end up
China.
There's people that end up going back to Cuba with a ton of money and they live
Right.
like kings.
Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, if they can do that and continue doing it, they're going to stay that way.
Well-
They don't want a democratic society.
Yeah, I would love. I mean, I've never been. I do want to go. We were supposed to shoot an episode of Louie. Louie had this whole thing where I played his brother in the show, and he had an episode where I went to, I was like a sad sack in that show, and I went to Cuba. I got robbed the first night, and this old Cuban woman found me naked. And she put me in a wheelbarrow and nursed me back to health. But the only thing she wanted was a child. So I had to fuck her and come in this old Cuban lady and give her a baby. And I did this whole monologue that I tell him in a diner, and that we were going to go to Cuba and shoot the story.
Yeah.
So as I'm narrating it, we're going to just have me naked in a wheelbarrow and this old Cuban lady. But something fucking happened, and it sucks. I was so excited. I learned the whole monologue. It was such a beautiful little piece. And I was going to get Cuba. I was going to go to Cuba. I do want to go there.
I've been
And fucking
three
old
times.
lady and make her. I want to get impregnate an old woman.
If you look through the rubble, it's a beautiful country.
Yeah.
There's a ton of resources down there. They just don't use them anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sad because you could look at it and go, there was so much potential for this city
Yeah.
in this country. Look at Havana. Havana would have been Las Vegas if Havana didn't close down. Vegas wouldn't have happened.
Really?
If you think about it,
Oh yeah.
they were in Havana partying up, casinos, the whole thing, and then they shut that shit down. And then they're like, where are we going to go gamble? And they opened up Vegas.
Yeah.
That's how Vegas opened.
No shit.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that. I didn't even put that together.
Think about all these places where cruise ships go,
Yeah.
like St. Kitts and all
Yeah.
St. Bart's or whatever.
Yeah.
None of those places would be a cruise stop if Cuba was open.
We'd be going straight down there.
Yeah.
Fuck Aruba.
Yeah.
Fuck the Dutch. We'd be going straight down to Cuba. I tell you what, the Cuban people, beautiful people.
Beautiful
Yeah.
people.
The hard
I mean,
workers.
really? I mean, dude, great people.
Asses are great.
What's that?
Nice asses.
I mean, dude, great asses, beautiful. I mean, really, some of the prettiest women I've ever met in my life was down in Miami and Florida, Cuban girls. I always wanted to marry like a Spanish girl. And is your wife Spanish, right?
She's Cuban.
You motherfucker. You got to get everything, don't you, Pete?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
I was going to quit my dream. Did you?
Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't.
No.
So I want to get into that too, because you married the boss's daughter, right? Okay. This
I
is
mentioned
great.
that earlier.
You did. You fucking
Star Wars. Yeah.
yeah, you killed it. But we're gonna get to that. But I want to talk about, how did you guys get involved with this? Are you guys cigar people? Are you guys film people? What is it?
Well, he's a cigar guy with one of his hands.
What happened?
Whichever.
Fireworks.
No,
Every 4th of July, he says that. Don't play with fireworks.
listen to me, Pete. You're a fucking asshole. But bravo, bravo.
Every year
Don't,
I hit him up.
first-
I really do it.
bravo. Don't get jealous. Bravo. What happened? What is it? What happened?
Birth defect. Probably cigarettes, honestly.
Well,
Don't tell my mom I said
you're
that.
an asshole.
Shit.
You blaming your mom? That was
mean,
dude,
she's
The one that
fault.
smoked, it
First
First of
wasn't
all,
me.
the fact that you fucking wrapped that up in the as you
Holstered it.
You need a close up?
I'm laughing because you dickheads are making it funny.
I mean, you keep staring at it the whole
I'm not,
fucking
I
episode.
just saw it.
Okay, you just saw it.
All right, listen, I'm gonna
It's
tell you.
sixed up like a sore thumb. You just saw it.
Sore thumb. Was that a pun? Dude, I swear to God, look at me.
I regret bringing it up.
I never even
It's the
listen to
elephant
me.
in the room. The other one.
Well,
Buddy, you're fucking killing right now. He's doing a set. I didn't even see it at all. I didn't even see it.
If you say so.
Listen, I swear to God, didn't even notice it, didn't even see it. And when you brought it up, I almost shit my pants.
That's the Ozempic.
I'm sorry.
So are you guys cigar guys or film people?
Honestly, like halfway both.
yeah. So we're
What was first?
we started smoking cigars when we were like 18, 19.
So I guess that was first.
Yeah, that was first. We got into film a couple years later.
Yeah.
Mostly weddings at first. Then we slowly shifted to commercial filmmaking. And for like 2 years, we were trying to decide, like, we want to do a documentary on something long format, like, what can we do it on?
Right.
And then like Steve came up out of nowhere one time, was just like, dude, cigars.
Yeah.
Because we were already smoking cigars, we're already cigar collectors, all that stuff. And then we Googled it and saw it had never been done before on this level.
Yeah.
People have made their own documentaries, stuff like that.
They've been done in like the 90s, but like nothing
Yeah,
recent. And really, we just kind of like, you know, it's like you're getting into something for the first time,
Yeah.
and there's not like an easy way to digest like why are we smoking why are we smoking cigars out of Nicaragua and the Dominican Republic? You know,
Yeah.
you have this like Cuban aura over everything, and you just don't understand when you go into the shop, like, why is it Dominican? Why is it Nicaraguan?
Yeah.
And so for us, it was like, let's see if we can tell a 90-minute story that after you watch it, you're not like an expert, but at least you get it. At least you know why the landscape is the way it is. You know why the people that, you know, are where they are, like, you know, why that, you know, where they came from, why they ended up there, like why some white guy out of LA who was a bass player in a punk rock band, grunge,
Nah,
grunge,
hair metal.
hair metal band,
Yeah.
ended up, you know, making one of the biggest cigar brands around today. Like, why is that? So we just thought, let's see if we can answer those questions in 90 minutes. And then it gives people like a good launching point to like get into
You
cigars.
covered a lot of ground. I give you credit. You covered a lot of ground in this documentary because you could have just stuck with him or maybe one other or whatever because the stories are so, but you did cover.
He didn't even want to be in it.
Really?
No,
No.
Why?
I just don't like being on camera.
Really?
As luck would have it, the only interview, so we backed up, like triple backed up every interview we shot.
Right.
We went to LA to shoot with him, ended up getting drunk, as it happens, and didn't back up his interview. And it's the only one we ever lost. And it took us like months of pestering to get him to let us reshoot it.
Really?
He was like,
Reshoot it.
nah, fuck it. Don't even include me. It doesn't even matter.
You just did. You were like, fuck, I'm not doing it again. You hate
No,
it.
I was giving them money to help the production,
But you didn't want to be in
but
it.
I didn't really feel the need to be in it.
Right.
I
Why?
mean, there's other stories that need to be told better than
'Cause you-
mine.
Right. Well, I mean, I'll tell you why your story is important for me because you're the next generation of a boutique type
Yeah.
of thing where it's not all the big five or whatever it is. It's not that. So when you say, like, I'll always go into a cigar, you got Tatuaje, and they're like, nah, or yeah, right over here. Or they're like, nah, we don't have those yet. And I'm like, you got to get those. You know what I mean?
Yeah, very cool.
Because, you know,
That's why I've been getting so many phone calls.
no, do really?
No, we get a lot of phone calls.
Oh
A
yeah.
lot of people asking. Someone came in the other day and asking for the cigars. I never
Some
had.
bald guy.
Well, you do go into these.
It might have not have been you, but I mean,
most
we do
cigar
get
guys are
requests all
bald, by
the
the
time.
way. I look like 94% of cigar smokers. But I it's like the reason why my father and this and you know over at Nick and Foundation and you know all these other offshoots of that is because they're a little cheaper. It's not killing you to get a box of cigars or even one cigar. Because that's the thing, you know, some of these cigars, I know guys that smoke $50 cigars. It's like, dude, my wife will fucking divorce me.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't do it.
But we have $50 cigars.
Yeah, you
We
do. And it's great to have one.
Yeah.
But you don't to have an insane cigar. You could smoke a $15 cigar, $20 cigar that will knock your dick off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'll enjoy it just as good. That's why
I believe there's levels.
that's
to
why
everything.
yeah, that's why your story I think was important. But you guys covered so much ground with the history of it. And I love the transition you guys used with the leaf,
Tobacco plant.
the tobacco plant going up, each when you went to another
Yeah.
person. And
Decade, yeah.
Shout out to John Horton.
Yeah.
is that who did it?
Yeah, yeah.
Pete almost was not involved. We almost didn't even talk to him. We were at a trade show in 2016.
Yeah.
This is before we started anything. We were like, let's try to meet all the manufacturers at this cigar trade show in Vegas. Walked around all week, met as many people as we could, and just like, hey, this is the documentary we're working on. We tried to talk to Pete just because he looked cool with the tattoos and like younger. And we're like,
We had
okay.
2 rules. Don't ask
I was
anybody
younger
for
back
cigars,
then.
Yeah,
and don't interrupt. Sorry, like
Yeah.
don't interrupt
No, that's
somebody
true.
while they're selling.
right.
So Pete was always busy.
So
Right.
the show closed. They're turning the lights off in the convention center to try to get the retailers out.
Yeah.
This is a show for retailers. And we just said, fuck it. Let's just go talk to Pete real quick. Let's bother. We finally saw him by himself, gave him our 2-minute elevator pitch. And he said,
I
have
think
you
I
seen?
saw you guys standing outside the booth.
Yeah,
kind of
we were.
meandering.
We were trying
I'm
to,
like-
he was trying to convince me because I didn't want to go. I was like, dude, he's
Let me go
busy.
see what
Let's
these
not
guys
talk to him.
need.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He said after 2 minutes, he goes, "Have you seen Psalm, the documentary Psalm, which is a great documentary on wine?"
Some into the bottle. Some it's about sommeliers and they're studying the
Just
course.
had my 37-year-old 7-year sobriety date. Thanks. Yeah, don't drink.
Yeah, but you're not interested
Yeah,
in
we all
learning
need new
about other
hobbies.
things. I mean, you don't.
I'll
drink.
watch it this
You
weekend.
don't drink,
Thanks.
but
I didn't know you were gonna call me dumb. I didn't know you were gonna take
did
that
I,
route.
did I call dumb?
Yeah, you kind of do. Well, you don't like you're not curious.
Well, I think that's
At least he
I think
doesn't
that's
stare at my hand.
fairly dumb for you not to.
No,
want to
I'm
learn.
kidding what you do. I've actually watched a few things on sommelier.
You want to get a shot?
No, I don't.
Okay.
What the fuck's wrong with you? Fucking evil tattooed cocksucker. I want to get a shot. What kind of shot? Be fun if I just threw 37 years over you assholes. You make a doc about
worth
the
it.
fall of Bob Kelly.
Be a good documentary.
It'd be a good night.
Yeah. It would be a great fucking night.
Off topic.
So you wind up telling him to watch that.
He said,
I
watch
told him to
Psalm.
watch a couple things.
Yeah.
Russell Crowe did a documentary. He narrated a documentary called Red Obsession.
That was good too.
What
It
was
was a documentary about Bordeaux wines in China and how the Chinese market just took over the Bordeaux market.
Really?
And I was like, how do you get Russell Crowe, right?
Yeah.
How do you get Russell Crowe to be a narrator of a film like that? So I told them to watch those films, and they came back kind of cocky, and they're like, yeah, we can easily do that, but better quality. I'm like, okay.
Tell you what, man.
Cool.
It really was. The quality of it, the shots were amazing.
Thank you.
You know, because sometimes you watch a documentary, they always have that one off shot that doesn't match or a bunch of that shit. You know, you go, but it was a beautiful film. Like the cinematography in it was beautiful. Really.
Thank you,
And I'm not just saying that to fucking, jerk you guys off. It really, when we watched it at the Cigar Lounge, it was just a really well made documentary that covers so much ground on the whole cigar world. And, I actually told my wife about it too, because she was worried about me smoking cigars. I was like, listen, I understand what you're doing, but this is some high end stuff. This is not. I'm not just whapping down the shittiest tobacco that has chemicals in it to get a fix. I'm tasting this thing. I'm enjoying it. Everyone that I smoke is different, and I'm not inhaling it. It's not going in my goddamn lungs. The one thing I don't get though, I've been smoking cigars for a while now. The guy that can inhale it and then go, oh, a little chestnut
Yeah.
and some.
No.
I don't know. Is that real?
It's real, but it's sense memory. It's all stuck in the back of your head. It's like shit we grew up with when we were kids.
Okay.
But the reality is that you don't have to do that. You can just like a cigar and not like it. If you don't like it, throw it out. If you like it, keep smoking it.
Yeah.
People overthink cigars so much, it's ridiculous.
He's being modest right now because people used to blind hand him sticks, and he could pretty much tell you what it is.
Really?
Yeah, but the reality is that because I knew cigars really well.
Like I can
But
taste chocolate. I tasted chocolate.
on
and
occasion, you get that, but it's
you do.
because it's probably stuck in your head because you ate
I was dead as a
Cocoa
kid.
Puffs.
Yeah.
I was dead by.
Or something.
No.
I'm sorry.
While you're eating some Hershey's.
Cut that out.
Took it in
too.
a whole different level.
Well, I was just opening up. You made me feel comfortable. Today's episode is brought to you by GhostBed. A great night's sleep is important to anybody, not just comedians. GhostBed makes premium mattresses at an affordable price, all designed for cooler and more comfortable sleep. Take advantage of a free and fast shipping, their 101-night mattress trial, and financing starting at just $35 a month. You heard me. You can get a brand new mattress for as low as $35 a month. Listeners get 40% off all products site-wide. You can get 40% off mattresses, adjustable bases, and bedding accessories, or get 50% off when you bundle a mattress with an adjustable base. Use promo code YKWD at ghostbed.com/YKWD for 40% off site-wide, limited time only.
No, but like you think about the things we did when we were kids. You ever pick a dandelion
Yeah,
and lick your finger after you pick the dandelion?
Nope.
Nasty.
never did that. I put it under a girl's chin. I said, you're special because I can see the yellow.
Okay, so when you're a kid, you're picking dandelions and you end up licking your finger because you don't know.
I think that's just you, honestly.
Yeah.
Listen,
I know, dude.
That's amazing.
okay, but there's an alcohol. There's an alcohol called Malort. You
Y'all
ever
were
have
bored
Malort?
in Maine.
No.
Malort's a Chicago thing. It's a nasty herb type of like drink. If you drink Malort, you're gonna taste like
Dandelion.
dandelion. It's sour and bitter and just nasty, and you're like, okay, there's things you remind you. So when you're tasting chocolate, it could have been because you ate Cocoa Puffs when you were a kid,
Right.
or you had you loved Hershey
So
chocolate.
I'm not. So you saying when I taste that, when I like smoke like a,
It's there.
it is there.
It's
How?
there. It's just
It's
How?
triggered. You're triggering these
triggering those
yeah.
memories.
Really?
Yeah.
So
I was smoking a cigar in my car one day, and I tasted leather. This
Really?
when I was younger, and I was like, "Oh my god, I taste leather!" And I realized
From the
I'm
BDSM
also
days.
sitting on a nice leather seat in a car
So these things are
in
just
hot
in
Los
your brain.
Angeles.
I heard a sommelier one time say that when he tasted wine, he said it tastes like a freshly opened can of tennis balls.
Yeah, you know the smell.
Tastes
of
like that
You know the
smells.
smell of opening up
Yeah.
a fresh can of tennis
Like, how
balls.
the
I
fuck you
love
know
that
what
smell.
tastes like?
Yeah,
I love
Great
actually
smell.
smelling fresh balls.
was-
A nice smell. You ever smell your balls after a shower?
This
fresh
week's
can of tennis
sponsor.
balls.
Sponsor. Fresh testicles. Well, I didn't know that. So these guys are
This
just
is all stuff that's in your head, and there's some people who look for it and they like to describe it to make it
right.
sound more special.
Right. Yeah.
But the next guy's not going to taste chocolate, and he might taste raspberry, and you might taste chicken.
it's individual thing when you smoke a cigar.
Yeah.
So the cigars I like, it's
That's
because
why there's so many cigars.
it's what I like.
Yeah.
Really? Okay. So now tell me this. I want to know this. Why, when you smoke certain cigars, do I feel like I'm fucking stoned and I'm going to throw up? What happens?
No, that's probably the nicotine level, or could be the strength of
Yeah?
the cigar. Yeah.
So a black cigar doesn't mean strong.
No, you can actually get dark cigars that are actually pretty mild.
Really?
Yeah. Sometimes if you get a cigar that makes you want to like kind of get stoned or throw up a little bit,
Yeah.
it could be that they're using young tobacco.
Young.
That's actually escalating your nicotine intake.
So if I get a box of cigars, right? Should I let it sit for a while in my humidor, or can I crack it open? Like you go to
Good cigar, you should be able to crack open right away.
so Ybor City, you go down there, the guy's rolling them right there. You can smoke that cigar.
Maybe.
No.
I don't know. I don't know what type of tobaccos they're using.
Goddamn politically correct Pete. He
Yeah,
He never answers the question.
No,
Starting
Yeah.
off with the cracking open a box though. It's a different story between a
the
box
reality
and
is
one that
the
rolls up.
when they're rolling a cigar, they could be rolling cigars with like really young tobacco that
Right.
they're buying from a place that is selling cheap tobacco, and they're just rolling it up for show. And
Right.
next thing you know, you're smoking a half
Special
green
sweet.
cigar
Don't say it. I really can't
because you don't
afford it.
know where the process was in the
You're getting sued
tobacco
with us.
fermentation.
Yeah.
You don't know if they bled out all the impurities, so you could be getting a lot of ammonias that are left over in the
Right.
tobacco
Yeah.
because all that stuff's supposed to be bled out.
Right.
If that's not bled out, you could get that reaction where you're like, wow, I'm getting a little woozy from this.
Is that why you think a lot of like people think Cubans are so strong because they're just cracking like a fresh
Yeah,
box?
Cubans are
and-
mild. But
Yeah.
they're
But I
they're
hear
young
people say that all the
tobacco.
time to me, like, "Oh, I
Super
smoked
young
Cuban,
tobacco.
knocked me off my ass."
Yeah.
It's like
So you should let it sit for a while.
The Cubans, yeah.
Let them sit
5
for
years
like-
is the
Yeah, they
they
say,
don't they rush it. They don't ferment
they
the,
say you should
the tobacco.
smoke Cubans after 5 years.
Oh,
That's
shit.
that's the typical answer. Like when I don't really like this. Oh, well, you shouldn't have smoked it yet. You should wait 5 years. I'm like, listen, man, I'm here now.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm going to be here 5 years from now. So
Right.
I'd rather smoke them now.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
I
that's
don't
your
want to have
job.
something that is actually good to smoke.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's where if you look at great manufacturers from other countries, they're actually doing the process of the tobacco complete, and they're making great cigars.
What's your favorite cigar other than your own?
My father product.
Is it? All right. Now he's saying that. I'm going to tell you why he's saying that. Because you're hooking up with Don Pepin, right?
But I didn't hook up with him.
Let me finish. you
Never
asshole.
once. Never.
Pepin
I
hooked up with
promise.
him.
You didn't hook up. You became friendly.
Yeah.
That sounds weird too. Okay.
in the biblical sense.
I started working with him,
You started,
not working him or
You
working
started-
on him.
you started working with him.
Yeah.
And then you met his daughter.
Yeah.
Now you meet his daughter. I gotta like as soon as you met her, you're like, oh my God. Or
No.
was it something that
No,
I met my wife, but I really wanted to fuck the other waitress that was working at the restaurant. I want nothing to do with this. She had bangs and a mole on the side of her nose. I was like, whatever. But over time, one day I was working with her and I was
What
like, wow.
restaurant?
La Familia Giorgio's in Boston.
Okay.
And over time, we were working one day, like a year, and I was like, she's kind of cute. And I was like, you want to go on a date? And all of a sudden we went on a date, and then we were boyfriend and girlfriend. And now, now she's got premenopause and she hates my guts. And we have a beautiful 10-year-old, and he hasn't tucked my dick in fucking 3 months. But I'm in love with her. So
No, I absolutely love my wife, but it it wasn't like a first-hand thing.
Was not.
No, because we were both in relationships. We were
Right.
both, doing our own thing. And years later, we ended up getting
Be honest with me. Look at me.
single
Pete.
at the same time.
Hang on 1 second,
Yeah.
Pete. You come in. Don Pepin's there. Hello, Peter. And I'm not good
French.
at accents. Amigo. You come in. You're like, Dono. And I was like, I want you to meet my daughter. And she comes, what's her name?
Yanni.
Yanni.
Yeah.
A great name.
It looks like Johnny, but Janny.
Yanni. She comes in and she's like, hello. And are you like, wow or nothing?
No, nothing.
Nothing.
No,
Wow.
no, because
You
it was
lie.
it was
You're a lying sack of shit.
no.
Let me tell you something.
It came later.
I saw a chubby chick with a weird tit out front and I looked at her.
I'll be honest.
I
We
thought about
we
it.
were both in relationships, but there was one odd moment. We were at a birthday party for Pepin,
Yeah.
and obviously we both had our own relationships
Yeah.
going. But there was that one moment I looked at her, I was like, wow, she's looking really good.
Yeah.
But that didn't even cross my mind
Okay.
later on.
Right.
I just noticed this evolution of her. as she-
Evolution of a thing.
yeah.
And all of a sudden you're like,
And then
wow.
in 2008, we started talking a lot,
Yeah.
and we realized that we were both single.
Yeah.
And then it just happened one night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we were already friends, and
Yeah.
then it was like,
Was
one of
she
these-
running? Because there's Don Pepin.
She's the president of or vice president of My Father Cigar.
Then there's My Father Cigars,
Yeah.
which everybody knows. And then there's you, Tatuaje.
Yeah, so Pepin's part of My Father Cigars,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
Her brother Jaime, who's the president also, but he does everything in Nicaragua,
Okay.
and she's the president in Miami.
Right.
So she's the president of sales in Miami, but also the vice president of the full company.
Right.
But yeah, it's a family business, and I just happen to be the client that ended up marrying the daughter of the family. But honestly,
Because your Tatuaje is
think-
not in with that.
no,
You're
it's a
over
separate
here.
company. Yeah,
You're just, it's two
absolutely
cigar
separate.
families that are together now.
yeah. Everything I make is with the family.
Right.
Like I don't make any cigars outside the family.
Yeah.
But yeah, we work completely separate.
Because they'll kill you.
Yeah, probably.
Like the mob.
No.
I want to say to you, my father will take you out. That's great, man. What a great story.
Yeah, it's a fun dynamic. I'm the gringo in the Cuban household.
right.
I can speak Spanish good enough and understand.
You can
enough.
speak Cuban.
Yeah, but I speak.
that different?
I speak Cuban.
Yeah.
What
I
is
don't
that?
speak Spanish. I speak Cuban. Cuban's
that?
got a different dialect
Dialect.
and a
Oh,
lot
really?
of slang. But ultimately, when they start talking with each other about general everyday shit,
Yeah.
I have this magical way to just shutter my ears off, like just completely close them out.
Mhm.
And I sit there and do whatever I want on my phone, smoke my cigar, and let them have their conversation because
Right.
I just can't keep up because they talk fast.
Yeah.
So luckily, my father-in-law talks fairly slow to me,
Yeah.
so I can understand most of what he's saying.
Yeah.
But every time I'm with the group, they're like, and I'm like, this is too much.
Right.
And it's my sister-in-law, my brother-in-law, my wife. When the three of those guys,
And what about your family? You got any people in your family that are,
gringos. I mean,
do they,
my mom and dad live in Maine.
right, Maine still?
Yeah. My
Okay.
brother lives in Maine. My sister lives in Maine, so I'm the baby of the family.
Yeah.
And no tobacco. I mean,
That's like a different, taking Cubans and then people from Maine, Pepper Farm remembers.
Yeah.
I mean, that's two different fucking worlds.
Farm.
When they get together, it's like, you want lobster with your cigar over there?
over there.
Is it a weird, is it the world's mixing? Is it all right?
No, it's cool. My parents are from Jersey,
Okay.
so they
The
don't
Jersey
really-
trash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not really. Yeah, Asbury Park.
Asbury, so they're
Yeah.
kind of good.
Eh.
Yeah, all right, I get you. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the mixture of the two families is interesting because somehow my mother-in-law and my mother are able to talk to each other and they don't speak the language. They can't speak each other's language,
Yeah.
which is hysterical.
That's wild.
They just sit there and laugh like it's. Oh, I'm like, what are they talking about? There's no conversation.
Yeah, women have a shorthand because they have to deal with us. They know,
Yeah, true.
they know how to deal with fucking
Like my
dumb.
dad doesn't smoke cigars. My brother is in the business with me. He
Wow.
smokes cigars. My sister doesn't smoke, obviously, but I think
Does your wife smoke?
she smokes, but not as much as my sister-in-law. My sister-in-law can smoke everybody on the table.
Really?
Like literally, she smokes at least 3, 4, 5 cigars a day.
I mean, that's another thing that's happening too, I think. Because I feel like there was a big cigar thing back in the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
And then it died.
Yeah.
The boom.
The boom.
The boom?
Early
yeah, okay.
90s, yeah.
There was,
92.
okay, so there was like a boom, and then it died. And then in the last 10, 15 years, it came back.
Yeah.
The boom's back. And you can always tell when when the girls are smoking. When you go to a lounge or you're Instagram or whatever, and you're seeing these really pretty girls lighting up cigars and hanging out and shooting the shit, which I love. I love when you go to a lounge and there's a couple girls hanging out, smoking a bat, shooting the shit.
Yeah.
Number one, because the conversation doesn't get too crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's all guys. It gets a little nuts once in a while, a little too alpha for me. And it's like, all right, relax, fellas. We don't have to. Everything's okay. You know what I mean? But when there's a girl around, there's a little
decorum.
There's a little bit,
Yeah.
not too much, because those broads are fucking crazy too. But
Yeah.
No, I mean, if you look at my sister-in-law, she'll smoke more cigars than most men.
yeah,
But honestly, the greatest thing about cigars is they're not gender specific.
yeah,
It's like the worst insult that you could ever give a woman is like, here's a flavored cigar.
Oh yeah.
Because most women cigar smokers that know how to smoke cigars would be like, yeah, go fuck yourself.
yeah.
And then I think Cuba did a long time ago. They came out with a women's only Romeo and Juliet, and all the women were like, it's this tiny, like go fuck yourself. And then the men were like, that's kind of bullshit because we want to smoke that cigar too. Why is it only geared towards women?
Right.
So that's a big insult for women when they get that pitch to them, like, oh, here's a flavored cigar. I'm like,
Yeah.
if you meet my sister-in-law, she used to roll cigars.
Really.
Like she was in part of the first production we did in Miami. She's a badass. She has not that you drink anymore because you don't, but she has a glass of whiskey and a cigar every afternoon.
That's great.
Yeah.
I love this. Something about that I love.
Yeah, she's
Is
a
it
badass.
true that most rollers are women?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of rollers that are women. But
Because-
like in Nicaragua, they work differently. They work in pairs, and the roller, the person that actually applies the wrapper, the outer leaf,
Yeah.
is usually a woman.
Okay.
And the guy is the buncher that actually builds the mold that goes inside the cigar.
Okay. So real quick, I got to explain this for people watching who smoke cigars. And people, if you're like, dude, fucking, I don't care about cigars, go fuck yourself.
You
Go
need a
find
visual, though.
Go find another podcast. But so I'm rolling. What goes into making a cigar? What is it? So I'm here. What goes into it?
Well, I mean, when you're talking about tobacco, you have wrapper, binder, and filler.
Okay.
In our case, we use 2 binders on every cigar.
What is the binder? Where is that?
The center leaf. So if you're thinking about the filler, which is like the inside of the cigar,
Yeah.
see what's in the mold there?
Yeah.
That's actually filler and binder
Okay.
inside the mold. Not that picture to the right, but the how to roll a cigar gear patrol thing to the right. No,
No, I mean, can you just listen to him before you click? I mean, that's all he's asking.
the right.
Stop. I
To
know
the
you
right,
have to
one
move
to the
your
right,
fingers.
right there.
Right there.
Inside that mold right there is
Yeah.
wrapper and binder.
Okay.
So what happens is you have the filler that you.
No,
Binder and
Twist up.
filler. Binder and filler.
Sorry, yeah, binder and filler.
Guys, don't ever correct Pete.
No, I mispronounced.
I mean, he gets.
You fill it up.
Very upset.
You roll up the tobacco, raw leaf into, well, not raw leaf, but fermented leaf into like tubes. A lot of times
Yeah.
they bunch it, and they break the bunch and they put the little
How do they
pieces
bunch
of
it?
tobacco.
They bunch it.
Stop with your hand already.
That's freaking me out too. I mean, God bless you with your confidence, but
A lot of times they take the little pieces that they broke off and they fill the voids, like the gaps, and then they put it into the binder, which
Yeah.
actually is like an outer leaf.
yeah.
We use 2 binders,
Yeah.
overlapped a certain way,
Okay.
that cover that inner leaf. So the filler, the binder's on the outside of that,
Yeah.
and then it goes into that press for a couple hours,
And
comes
then-
out, and then they put that beautiful wrapper on.
Then they wrap it.
Yeah.
And the wrapper, the person who's wrapping that cigar, is that a woman?
A lot of times in Nicaragua, it's a woman.
It's a woman
Because they have
because
softer hands, easier hands. But like
Right.
in Miami, they do everything old Cuban style. So they bunch and roll all by themselves, and we have a mix of men and women.
so you're going. You have a farm down in Nicaragua that you get your tobacco from.
Well, yeah, the family does. Yeah,
the family does, and that's where you go down and you make your cigars.
Well, yeah. They
You have a house down there.
They have a house down in Nicaragua. They have.
Do you have a house?
No, I live at the family house,
You live at the family house in Nicaragua.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
and they have about, I would say about 1,300 acres of tobacco in
Right.
Nicaragua, and another 400 acres in Honduras.
Do you own a horse?
I do not.
Okay.
I
want
do
you to-
not, but they do own a lot.
They own horses, right?
You want to go
Pigs.
ride a horse in Nicaragua?
Dude, I want to go to Nicaragua. I've never been, I've never been to a place. Everybody says, I want to go to Cuba. But everybody's saying you got to go to Nicaragua.
If you went to Cuba and you did like a tour of a factory, you're going to get a glorified tour of like, oh, here's the rollers and they're rolling cigars, and you're going to go in there for a quick, tour, and it's going to be done. If you go to a place like Nicaragua and you go down there with some people like us,
Yeah.
and you go on the full experience, you're
Yeah.
going to do 3 days of visiting the farms, the fermentation, the factory.
Yeah.
And you're going to walk out of there going, why are cigars so cheap? Because there's so much that goes into it.
Yeah.
Like, how is it possible you can make that for $10?
Yeah.
So it's actually a great experience.
But I fantasize being down in Nicaragua at some farm or house or whatever, by a fire pit with like some iced coffee or some type, and smoking a bat
Yeah.
that was made 10 years ago, and with a bunch of other people just smoking a bat. I mean, just all day long having a bat in my hand.
I don't know about the iced coffee.
They don't have iced coffee down there?
Well, we can make it.
Do you have coffee?
Yeah.
You have ice?
Maybe.
Why? They don't have ice down
No,
there?
yeah, we do. Yeah.
All right, can you drink the ice?
Yeah, you can.
You have to buy it because you
Yeah.
can't make it with the water because I'll
No,
shit my
yeah.
pants for 3 days, right?
More than that.
I mean, if you want
More,
to
is
do
it more
good
than
cleanse.
that?
So it's actually a good cleanse.
Oh, dude, I went to Guatemala with my friend Jack Vaughn, who's like this adventure guy. He took me to Guatemala, and great time, all that stuff. Last night, salad. They washed with the water. I mean, I was shitting and throwing up at the same time. Like I would hit and then just whip around and go flap. I'd have to flush. It was the worst night of my fucking life. And then on the plane, and then I found like these obsidian knives, like in a park, which are like 1,000-year-old, and a piece of pottery that I kind of just pocketed, and you're not supposed to. I'm in the bathroom, and I see the custom guys come in. You can hear them,
Shit.
and I'm like, oh fuck. And I'm so sick. I'm just shitting and puking. And then I take the bag. I have them in like a towel, and I go to drop them in the trash. I'm like, I'm not going to get arrested. And I dropped them. The guy had just cleaned. There's no trash. It's empty metal. You hear ting. And I was like, ah. And thank God I just went and went, bleh. My ass just exploded. And then I heard them. They fucking left. Thank God my asshole scared the custom officers away from arresting me.
Did you go back and get the knife?
No, it was a little piece of obsidian knife. It was bullshit. Probably wasn't even a knife. I'm thinking that, it was in the movie Apocalypto or some shit. I suck. So now you guys got something else going on, right? You guys have other things happening.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what it is?
Yeah, go for it.
We just premiered the follow-up episode of the Handrolled series.
A follow-up.
A follow-ups, yeah, sorry. In July, it's called Handrolled, the JC Newman cigar company. So what we're doing is we're doing one episode per manufacturer.
Well, JC Newman, right?
Yeah, out of Tampa.
Is out of Tampa, Ybor City.
Yep.
And they're Fuente.
They work with
They're partners.
They
Yeah.
partner with Fuente, and they're Caesar cigars, right? I think it's
the Julius Caesar.
Julius Caesar cigar, which is an awesome cigar.
Yeah.
Actually, Mo, who I love, shout out Mo, he's right over there. I don't know why he's not here. I don't know why he's sitting there like an oof. Anyways,
He'd steal the show, that's why.
yeah, he would. Sorry about that. He got me a tour. It was amazing. That's where I learned
yeah.
a lot about the
yeah.
fermenting and
Yeah.
wet rolled cigar. I don't know what the fuck wet cigars. You used to have wet cigars too,
Well,
right?
I do wet pack cigars.
Wet
which-
packs, right?
Yeah, which are usually packed fresh inside some type of foil or type of
Yeah.
paper to kind of lock in the moisture. And the cigars actually usually come out kind of
Wet.
funky looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They don't ultimately dry perfectly fine.
Right.
It's just they come out all smushed looking.
Yeah.
They have a cigar called Yagua, which is actually really cool looking.
Yeah.
'Cause every cigar is
It's in a
gnarly.
bag, right?
I don't know if it's in a bag or it's
They
in
have
like,
one.
Wax paper.
I think they were. I was there. They were making cigars. They were putting in bags.
Ah, you're talking about the machine made stuff that they do in
Yeah, like
Yeah.
they were rolling some, but there was another one that they were sticking in, and it was like wet. Am I crazy? Or was it in a bag or something?
I don't know.
Like
I
a
know they rolled the
Ziploc bag?
American there.
Yeah.
Uh,
Anyways, I cut you off.
Oh,
Go
there's
ahead.
the Yagua.
No.
It's actually rolled in Yagua. if you see the palm leaf,
Yeah, good cigars. You know,
but
really.
JC Newman, they do one cigar. A lot of these machine maids go in pretty fresh into a bag.
Into a bag.
Yeah.
I think it was in a
Maybe
bag.
It's
that's
called
what it is.
something like pirate something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some weird, it looked Jamaican or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Well, Handrolled, the documentary, is a
Right.
great bird's eye view of the whole industry, but it only gives you small bits of everybody's stories.
Yeah.
So with the episodes that we're doing now is we want to focus on individual manufacturers and tell their whole story for 45 minutes to an hour.
right.
First one being on JC Newman now.
Right.
And so that's going to release at the end of this month. We're going to put that on YouTube, actually.
Yep.
We've decided.
Yep.
We had Handrolled.
Which a great place you can go to
Yeah.
if you're in Ybor City or Tampa. You can go and get a little
Yeah.
tour of the
Yeah,
place.
you can sign up online. They opened it up to everybody. They
Yeah.
did a
It's
massive
a really cool
renovation.
facility. Yeah.
Really cool. And they have the tower where they used to see the
Clock
ships.
tower.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. And you can look out and see other places where they were, right?
Yeah.
Other towers or some shit.
It's a beautiful building. They did an amazing renovation to it a few years back, and
yeah.
they're actually getting ready to build a park
They already built it.
and
It's already
and a
open.
Like
hotel.
yeah.
And a school, I think.
A
Yeah.
smoking
I think
hotel?
in the
Oh no, yeah, well, sure. I'm sure it will be a smoking hotel.
is it the old Sanchez Yahya building or something? That they're
Yeah,
building?
yeah.
Right there, though. It's
Yeah, right
across
across.
the street.
They
It is
bought
a-
the whole block out.
Yeah.
and
So
they're
they
just
they had it
renovating.
was like infested with bats, and they had to
Cigars.
not those kind of actual bats, COVID
People-
bats.
Cigar people
Uh,
hate that I call them bats because Boston, that's what we call them. We're like, dude, get a bat, kid.
Yeah,
Get a fat
Really?
bat. Yeah, Boston, when I was coming up, me and my friend who got me into cigars first was Ricky Buccini from Quincy. Bobby, we're getting some fucking bats, kid. My balls get twisted up. We'd be walking down the street and he had such big balls, they would twist. And we'd always have to stop and he'd have to untie his balls. It's fucking nuts. He had a
relevant part of
bad
the story.
stomach. He had a bad stomach. We'd be going to like dancing or something, like some dance club, and he'd have to go in an alley and just shit his pants. He'd have to rip down his Z Cavaricis and his suspenders and take a dump.
Cavaricis.
Yeah, remember those back in the day? But he got me smoking back in the
How old
day.
are you?
I'm 52.
Me too.
I look,
1970?
yeah, I know. I look way better than you, Pete. Fantastic.
1972 or
70, yeah, 1970,
When?
October 8th.
October 8th.
Yeah, when are you?
December 7th.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're.
October.
I'm older. I'm older than you.
September 15th is my brother-in-law's birthday. He'll be 53. So he's right in the same age.
Yeah, I'm older than you.
Yeah.
I look
By
great. I look
2 months.
fantastic. I really look good.
Yeah, I'm glad.
I mean, look at me. I have the skin of a
Look
Filipino
at me.
young
I'm
girl.
getting older every day.
Nah,
That's
you
what
look
happens when
good.
you marry a Cuban woman.
Yeah, try a fucking Pollock from Everett, Mass. Anyways, where we going? How late are you gonna be? Pete who? What was wrong with the guy's hand? Why? I don't know. Shut up.
Fireworks.
So you're gonna be doing now. Is this gonna be? What are you doing? Where are you putting this on a streaming service? or
YouTube
what?
now. Because Handrolled came out on Amazon,
Yeah.
iTunes, Google Play.
Right.
But honestly, from seeing comedians releasing their stuff on their specials on YouTube,
Yeah.
last year we decided, hey, it's been out for 4 years. Let's just put it on YouTube and see what happens.
It
And
was
Yeah.
5 years officially, though, when you put it
5
on
years?
YouTube.
No, it came 5 years. We just hit 5 years since it released, but it was 4 years.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah,
Been that long?
yeah.
Dude, I can't believe it's been that long.
You know,
Yeah,
a lot of it's still relevant, except for maybe the Rocky talking about
Trump.
Trump and Putin.
Yeah.
If Trump and Putin had a
Hey,
cigar
you
today,
never know.
they'd-
We'll see what happens. It might become relevant again.
Yeah.
Guys, it looks like it's gonna, it's gonna be fucking nuts. This next year, you better get some.
Oh boy.
It's getting fucking nuts.
Well, that's,
Back
that's
to
where
world
cigars
burn.
come in for stress relief.
Oh my god, it's gonna get nuts, dude. Fucking, now we got. I mean, we got so many crazy people coming into play now.
Pete made those cigars to help us fundraise for the movie, but you should
Yeah.
see the cigars that he brought with him.
Oh,
It's
you
a little bit
let's.
more special.
I mean,
I think we're going to wait for those, no?
yeah, we'll
Right?
do those at
I don't
the end.
know.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll do the-
You
can we do
guys
that?
and
I just
jumping
didn't want
the
him to
gun.
forget it.
I
I didn't
know.
No,
want
no,
him to
no,
forget.
dude. Believe me.
I want
Han
to see.
Solo killed him.
Well, I mean, these cigars are amazing. We smoked these. I had one left. I just smoked it like 2 months ago. Before I went away, I found it in the back of my humidor because I kept the box.
Yeah.
I thought it was empty and I found it and I smoked that watching SEAL Team. Oh, great show. And it was delicious.
Yeah,
Those
those are great
it was actually
cigars.
better than we smoked it. That whatever. It must have been a couple of years.
Well, there's 5 different cigars in there, or 6.
Five.
Five
Yeah.
different cigars in there, and they're all different blends. So
Yeah.
You're
It was
gonna-
hard. I tell you, I love Mo.
Yeah.
So it's
To
not
pick out
hard.
which one you want.
It's hard. Like Mo, I was like, choose, right? Yeah, I was when I opened that. It's hard.
Yeah.
Because you get like
Oh.
this is fucking.
Are you gonna be like
beautiful.
the
Not a
off-camera
bad one.
mic guy?
Huh?
There's
I
not a
love
bad
it.
one in there though.
Well, it's beautiful. It's like when you get something like this. This is like an heirloom. It's like
Yeah.
it's hard for me to, when you some of these boxes that you come out with are like what you don't want to
Yeah.
give it away, and then when you open it, like opening a box of cigars is so. I mean, not to sound fucking like a weirdo. It's I don't know, majestic. I like beautiful. Like you open it and the packaging, and then the cedar, and then the paper under that sometimes, and then there's usually a ribbon, and
Yeah.
it's like, and then the cigars inside. You have to take it out of that. It's like this awesome thing that you're gonna consume, and to think that you're gonna go, hey guys, what one do you want?
Yeah.
You know, it's a tough thing.
It's easier when you have 25 of the same one.
Yeah.
Oh, it's easier when
Here,
you
take a cigar.
yeah, it's easier when you fucking own the place.
We've only had about a box and a half of these.
You can
We've
yell at
barely
your
even smoked
father-in-law and go, "Hey, make me a fucking another Cojonu."
Hey, Pete,
Yeah.
don't you have something that would be?
No, you're giving it. It's okay, Han
Okay,
Solo.
okay, hang on.
it. Someone's not listening.
I love that we made that into a fucking verb. All right. Anyways, well, let's. I mean, I'll tell you the best thing right now is that you get to, like, getting cigars from fans
Yeah.
or people is the greatest. Because I remember
Yeah.
when I light that thing up, when I bring it. Oh my god!
I know
See,
you like
I
J21s,
love J21s.
but you have a box that has your logo on it.
Oh,
Wait. I wrapped them in the cello so the box wouldn't get.
I mean,
messed
dude,
up.
Look at that. Can you get that? Are you gotten it? Look at that. You got the Buddha dude on there, man.
I
I
did
love-
two.
Oh,
So which logo do you like better?
you did the fucking dude. I mean, fucking A, man. I mean,
I had
really
to.
gotta
I
one
had
up
to.
us.
Like Mo said, he's like, okay, this date, and I picked up the boxes from my box maker in Miami yesterday.
wow, look at that, man.
So they were packed yesterday.
Dude, I just.
Just don't smoke them for 5 years.
Now
They're
you
not
wanna
ready.
open 'em.
Dude, this is gonna be hard. This is gonna be hard not to open.
Wait, there's more.
Oh my god! I mean,
Wait,
that
there's
is
more.
fucking.
This is the one for Kreischer to get messed up with.
What is that?
Because it's the Grand Cojonu with your logo.
Oh, come on! What the?
And there's more.
No! Oh, motherfucker! Oh my god! Look at that! Look at that! That is. I mean,
I didn't have enough time to print bands. Like,
no, dude. This
like,
is
what
beautiful.
Nick does for Joe is pretty amazing. I just
Yeah.
didn't have enough time to get
I
bands
mean,
made.
let's not be carried away. I'm not Joe either. I mean, fucking 13 people
Well,
are
I
gonna
know
go,
that,
"Hey, dude." I mean,
Well, after this episode, you lost 12 of them. So
I'm gonna lose fans from this episode. No, I'm having I mean, dude, that is fucking great. Look at that, dude. Now these, hands down, brother, are two of the best cigars I've ever smoked, and I'm not just saying that. I've always said that about these two cigars. The J21 is, probably if I could smoke a cigar every day for the rest of my life and I only could smoke one, it'd be the J21
Well,
because of the size.
cool thing about J21, there's only one roller in Miami that actually makes them.
I mean, it's one of my favorite cigars of all time because I could smoke them, I could smoke it all. I could smoke one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and one at night. And I do fly through them. They're so
How
delicious.
quick do you smoke them? I'm curious.
I smoke them fast.
You smoke
buddy.
fast?
I'm a fast smoker now. I don't know how it happened. I used
Stop
to be
drinking.
What? No, 37 years ago.
drinking as a
15. That was in juvie hall. What are you talking about?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
It's been that long?
Yeah.
Let's have a shot.
What's wrong with you?
To commemorate.
I want to do it just to fucking blame you.
No.
My wife show up in Nicaragua. Where's that cocksucker? Well, I mean, the Gran Cajone to me is
That's a commitment.
Okay, it's a commitment. 100%. Like this year when I'm up at the tiny house,
Yeah.
and I lit the fire.
You have a tiny house?
Yeah, dude.
Like a real tiny house?
I bought land during the pandemic. My wife, she, we got to get out of here. We got to
Yeah.
go. When
Like
she was-
everybody did.
She was watching that fucking Tiny Home Nation.
I did too every day.
I mean, she got me into it and was saying like, all we need is one fork and a bowl and love. You know what I mean? Seriously. And
Love for our daughter.
I hooked up with I was going through and I saw this tiny homes in Maine and these, because we couldn't get like a California,
Yeah.
because they're not built well. A lot of these tiny homes, they're built okay. They're built like a shed.
Yeah.
I needed something that was like could handle a New England weather. 'Cause
Okay. So it's built for like East Coast.
It's built for Maine. It's
Yeah.
up in Maine. They're up in
Beautiful.
Maine, way up above Bangor.
I know this company actually.
You do?
Yeah. My brother told me about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great family. They went up there, bought a Christmas tree farm, and then got a World War II airplane hangar, and they started making these. They put the whole team together, but they made it to, when we went up and visited them, we drove, me and my family. I contacted them. We drove up there. I mean, we had to stop. It was so far. Maine is, you get this Maine, and then there's fucking where are we?
Yeah.
Like this isn't fucking America anymore. And you go back centuries, like old school America. And we went way up there and we went to the house, nicest people ever. And they were cool as shit. They weren't like, you're thinking of how you guys doing? You want to get a house? I mean, the wife was like this, she like really had this amazing.
You're really not good with accents.
No. Yeah, tell me.
That's
Tell,
kinda like-
What
tell
was-
the,
what
tell
was
the
it
bonfire
supposed to be?
fans. They miss Dan Soda so much.
Can you do a Dave Chappelle?
Yeah, I'll sit here and talk for 5 hours. God bless Dave Chappelle. He's a goat. But yeah, we went up there. We hung out with him. The husband was like a metal band guy, and she had like this really high end job. They both kind of gave up that thing to do this, and we hung with them all day. Their kids were great. We drove in a we did all this. It was awesome. They were just great, and they were living in the tiny home, and they were building this house
Awesome.
to live in. And we left, and we were leaving. Like, what about this? What about the home? What are you gonna do with that? Once you, they're like, we'll sell it. And I was like, we'll buy this one. And we made them an offer, and they were like, okay, And it sucked because I was actually going to film, like you guys. I was going to film a documentary because it was this whole thing with the pandemic with me, where my whole livelihood was taken away.
Yeah. Yeah.
What I did was gone in a day. I remember being on stage in upstate New York. I had like 45, 50 shows on the book. I had a successful theater tour with Creeps with Kids. Like a lot of things that I worked hard for a long time were coming to fruition. And my agent was like, it's all gone. I was like, what? He goes, all your shows. We had to cancel everything. When that happened, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna. I don't have another skill set. And I went deep into podcasting. My friend Mike Calta, who had a radio show in Tampa, he's like the #1 radio show guy in Tampa. And you should go on a show too, if you guys, to promote that thing. He's the best. But we started doing podcasting, and then I was like, how do we simplify this? And I was like, I was going to do a documentary on, like, when everything goes away, what do you got? What do you need? What's important? And it wound up being, a roof over your head, some food in your fucking mouth, and your family. That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's back in the day. That's all you did. You went to work to put a roof over the head to spend time with your family when you weren't working. That was pretty much it. Here's some food. Here's some money for food. Here's some, and we live here, and on weekends we're with each other. And that's when we did the tiny house thing. And I was like, this will be great. Like, you don't need that much.
No.
Because I was waiting.
How big is it though? Like one bedroom or one loft?
It's no, it's 2 sleeping lofts. So it's the whole top bottom floor is a regular sized bathroom, kitchen, dining area, and a living room area. And then above the living room area is my kid's sleeping loft with a queen size bed. Above the bathroom kitchen is ours with a queen size bed. We have stairs. He has a ladder.
Oh, you have stairs. Okay.
We have stairs to get up.
Is there
You
a
ever get
door?
up in the middle of the night?
No
and,
door.
like, fall
No
down?
banging.
Oh.
I learned that the first night. My wife grabbed my pecker. I was like, stop. She's like, why? I like, he's staring right at me. He's literally like, hey, Dad. And I'm like, she's got a hand on my piece. And I'm like, I'm getting harder. This is crazy. But we have to stop. But yeah, but the whole thing in my head is that I wanted to film this because I had to go buy land.
Yeah.
I had to find land, and I had no money. I had to refinance everything I had no money. And I was like, I'm going to go do this. I want to do this just in case it goes to shit. And New York is fucking anarchy. I mean, that's when people were rioting.
Yeah.
Sure.
A lot of shit was going on. I had to, I was like, I don't want to deal with this. Let's go. So we went up, we literally left their house, bought the tiny home, with the handshake on the phone.
Did you live here though during that time?
I lived up in Greenberg.
Okay.
So, but on the way, we went to New Hampshire and bought land the next day. Bought 2.5 acres in the woods with 500 acres behind me on a lake. Because my whole life was this. This is what people do.
Yeah.
Someday,
Yeah.
I'm going to work and work and work and work. And someday I'll have a lake house on the lake and blah, blah, blah. And you can do it now. It's not going to be on the lake. It might not be a big house. It might not be, exactly what you want. But how can you do it right now?
Yeah.
How can you do it? I'm done being a guest. I'm done waiting. Let's fucking do it. I lost it all in a night.
Yeah.
You don't know. So that was the whole idea for this documentary with him. And I felt bad. The kid that was supposed to do it was so sad. He's supposed to film us. He was coming with us. I got a hotel room. He was going to film this whole thing going up there. We didn't even know these people, meeting these people the first time. His girl got cancer.
Oh, fuck.
And he called me. He's like, I can't make it. And it was such a horrific thing for this kid. And so I tried to film it. And I filmed a few things. And I just suck. I didn't know how to do it. And, and then we were supposed to go back up. And then, she kept getting sick, and things happened with him, and it all fell apart, and we never got it done. But I do have the land, I do have the tiny house, and for the last 2 summers, we spend it up there. The kids up there in camp.
So you don't do anything during the whole summer but that? Or do you do a couple gigs here and there?
Now I do a couple gigs, but now that I have the Bonfire, which is the show on with Big J Okerson, on Sirius, I'll come back this summer. I came back on Sunday night, and I left as soon as I was done with the Bonfire at 7 on Wednesday. I went right up there. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I was in the woods.
That's cool.
And then the last 2 weeks I took off, and it was 2.5 weeks I was just up there solid. But last summer I was up there. I did a couple gigs. So I do gigs up there. Like my agent booked me up there at a couple Nashua and Portsmouth and stuff. But I really
Spend time with the family.
Dude, I'll say this for me. I see a lot of comics out there, and they go all year, balls to the wall, nonstop, always on the road, always making money, and God bless you. You got, the nice car, the many houses, and you'll never have to worry about money, and your kids won't have to worry about money. I'd rather be with my kid. I'd rather be with my family. I'd rather spend time with my son and my wife and not make money and maybe fuck up my career. Who knows? Maybe it doesn't. Who knows? I don't think it does. I think it makes my shit better. I think it makes, me
More
better.
real.
Yeah. I mean, dude, every night I was by the fire, smoking a bat, either with the kid,
When he first said that was an Ozzy Osbourne thing. Eating a bat.
I got so much. I
Smoking a
get
bat.
these
Better than
cocksuckers-
Gar.
What's
Yeah,
Gar?
the Gar
People
is
call it
just
Gar
weird.
instead of cigar.
Ugh, that's stupid.
Smoke some cigars. I hate it.
Yeah, that's
I hate it.
stupid.
Give me a stogie. That's a
That was
classic.
a little bit better.
Stogie's all right.
Yeah, Stogie's
That's not
But
bad.
bat, that's fuck, dude. Let's smoke a bat.
I never heard that.
Tell you what, this is a bat.
Yeah.
This is not a bat. When I say bat,
It's like a minor league bat.
that's a little bat. This is a bat.
Is that what's
When I'm like,
Pee-wee league or little league?
when I say we're gonna smoke a bat, it's this. That's a fucking bat. This is one of the first cigars I smoked with Bert
Yeah.
over at V Cut.
Oh yeah.
That's a great spot.
Great, I love that spot over there.
Great
Fucking great spot. But we the whole cigar thing and comedians like me and Ari,
Yep.
we started that cigar thing, and we thought it was going to take off. We gave it to the community. Like, if you're a comic and this is the rules, and no other comic did it. Like who did it? Tony V and Lenny Clark did one from Two Guys Smoke,
yeah.
which was great. Those guys are legends in the business, and they did it, but they almost did it too good. Like, they did it at it was a Two Guys Smoke Shop in Salem, New Hampshire. Yeah, this guy has like a multi-million-dollar podcasting studio. They had our logo up on the front. It was like, dude, me and Ari are just, we're just on his fucking stupid
camping
sun
chairs
porch. Yeah.
Farm.
Yeah, we did one from Nick from Foundation. Yeah, and then he took a piss in the fucking field. It's like, it's like, so
He
somebody
didn't dose you.
somebody out there got a fucking cigar with pee on it. I wonder if that hit
I'm
their
sure.
memory.
No, I'm sure it got washed off eventually through the process of
Oh, you think
fermentation.
so? All right. Way to be literal, Pete. You're the boss. I'm sure. So, I can't thank you guys enough for these.
Well, they didn't do anything. Just so you know.
That's true.
This is from me.
Like I said, Pete,
Got the bottom one,
thank you so much.
Okay.
I
which
think
is also from you.
I really appreciate this,
No,
man.
yeah.
And yes,
I wanted to bring something cool
Yes.
that you didn't have.
I'm gonna have to fucking
You're gonna have to open them up and share them with everybody.
these guys.
No, yeah, these guys.
Yeah, they smoke these. They
Oh,
smoke
yeah?
Yeah, they all smoke.
That's good.
Yeah, Joe, the little
Yeah,
shirt? That one
the
right
one
there?
with the knees.
I mean, if you call them knees, they're more like ankle knees. Joe, you smoked one of these before. Oh, yeah.
But you
love 'em,
smoke
right?
a bat or one of the small guys? Okay.
What about you?
I'll smoke a big one.
Yeah, the littlest guy. Dude, I saw him. Didn't you have a whiskey last week?
Whiskey? No, I didn't drink.
Okay.
No.
All right, pussy. But yeah, dude, thank you so much. And what do you got? What's coming out? What was the cigar I smoked, Mo, that I was talking about? I mean, you know what I found yesterday?
Yeah.
Because I came back,
do not know.
I found a box of Monsters.
Oh, yeah.
The assorted one.
Oh, the Monster Mash, probably.
I found that, and
Yeah.
I actually found my Karloffs.
Yeah.
I got a box. Oh,
Yeah, I don't make those anymore, but yeah.
dude, I have like 3 left.
It's a fun cigar.
It's a fun cigar, but it's also, you do crazy shit with it, which I love that you do that. Like
You gotta have
cigars,
fun doing
the
it.
old ones, it's this, and this. You know what I mean? You come out with
I mean,
crazy,
these are super traditional.
traditional, but
Super
then you,
traditional, but
then you do the.
you got to have a little bit of fun stuff.
What's coming out this year?
Face.
What's that?
It's the monster. It's obviously inspired by Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Ooh,
Yeah, so it's a bigger cigar. It's a bat for sure.
it's a bat.
6 3/8 by 56.
Jesus
So
Christ.
it's a big ring gauge.
Yeah.
That's a.
Make you question
I'm
your
going
sexuality halfway through.
This is like the Redux series because I've done all the monsters
Yeah.
through. I did 13 monsters, and now I'm going through another round of those monsters because I needed to bring them back because there was a lot of people that never tried them. Like there's a lot of people that never
Yeah.
tried the originals that I came out
What
with.
was your
13
first
years ago.
one?
Frank.
Frank.
Yeah. I always go by their first name or their last name. I never
Right.
do the full name.
Did you do a Freddie?
I did a Kruger.
You did a Kruger?
Yeah.
Who else? You got Michael.
Michael,
You got Jason.
Jason, yeah.
You got Dracula.
Mummy, Drac,
Drac.
Chuck, Tiff.
Chuck Tiff. Who's Tiff?
Tiff, his wife.
What?
Chucky.
The bride of
Yeah.
Chucky.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Tiff.
Yeah. The bride, obviously, for the Bride of Frankenstein.
Bride of Frankenstein.
Who else? Jekyll and Hyde.
oh,
Yeah.
what was that? Was there 2 different cigars in the box?
Similar shape, but
Yeah.
different blends.
Different blends.
Yeah. So one angry and one kind of,
So like when
evil.
you make something like that, do you make like how much do you know? Do you just, is it like I'm making this many,
Yeah.
when you get them and they're out. That's it. I'm
yeah,
done.
it depends on the monster, but sometimes I'll make 65. This year I'm making 65,000 cigars.
Now, do you have cigars in your box that you made that nobody will ever have?
I have a cigar on me that I only smoke with friends, and it was made as a joke. Yeah, you'll get one. I can trade you for one of these. No,
Whoa. What a dick. You should do that. You should do
listen.
that.
I gave them this box, and they gave it to you. How does that work?
I don't I don't like that you look.
We're Indian givers.
I didn't need you to be that
We're
honest.
not allowed to say
Native
that
American,
anymore.
Sorry.
I didn't need you to be that honest.
Indigenous.
Oh, I have one that I smoke with only friends. I'll see you later, Bob. I mean, what the fuck, Pete? What is it?
I call it the 50 Ford.
The 50 Ford? What is it?
Yeah, like 54 for like the ring gauge size, and so RD would be 50 Ford. It's kind of a play on the person that was made for, but not really made for.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, I made 500 of them.
Dude, that's up my fucking.
Yeah.
You know, Mo, that's up my alley,
Yeah,
right?
you can keep
You know what
that.
I would?
in the bag.
You know what I
Put it
would? You know what? I
Smell another one.
That's your size.
This is actually my penis size. This is my favorite type of
They
cigar.
got the
Doing well.
molds.
Yeah, I should let my wife suck on one of these. Hi, hey now. Let's try to keep this clean. Mom, I'm keeping this one. Wow, that's you know what where's my bag? Where's my purse? It's over there. Oh, thank you. I fucking, he handed like I hit him. See it? He looked
The
away.
cracker crumbs. Yeah.
Dude, I
Yeah.
smoke these.
That's a hugely popular cigar for us, and we
I'm
can't
t-
make enough of them.
You cannot.
Yeah.
It's such, and it's a heavy cigar.
Our biggest problem with that cigar is we run out of the packaging and we forget to print the packaging.
Why?
Because we make so many of them that
Yeah.
we're like, oh yeah, we're pretty good for like a few years. Next thing you know, all the packaging is gone. They're like, the factory doesn't tell you like 2 months ahead of time. They're like, hey, we're out of packaging.
Oops.
Really?
And we're like, shit. So that adds 2 months
Dude,
easily.
it's a great cigar.
We're getting some in just now, actually.
It's a great. I mean, it's such, and the what's the one up from that? What's the? Stop acting like
Well, we have the animal cracker,
the yeah. I have one of those in my humidor.
and there's 2 sizes in the animal cracker: the AC 550 and then the big.
Yeah. That's why I mean, it's you'll always find something new.
The surrogate brand we have a lot of fun with because we're able to just kind of come up with a new blend. So every cigar with that, like that's the cracker crumb
Yeah.
and the animal cracker blend.
Yeah.
But then there's like the crystal baller. It's a completely different blend. So every surrogate is actually a different cigar.
I feel bad too. I want to get back to you. You guys are putting this thing out.
No, enough about them.
Just real quick, you guys are putting this series out.
Yeah.
And it's going to be on YouTube, which I think is smart because
For free, right? Yeah.
Yep.
there's not that. To be honest with you, dude, a lot of cigar stuff is fucking stupid.
I agree.
This is why we were talking about the documentaries in the 90s. You remember Rick Dees? Rick
Yeah.
Dees, the radios. Yeah.
These
Rick Dees.
nuts. Come on.
He actually did a documentary
On what?
on cigars, and it was horrible.
Really?
Horrible. It was called Smoke This, right? Or
Something like that.
It was-
I
just
I
horrible.
have to watch it now. I love
I
horrible.
think you can find
documentaries.
it on YouTube.
It's got to be.
Rick Dees cigar documentary. It's just so
I can hear
stupid.
the little autistic fingers going right now. listen.
Now the drag.
Hear it?
He like his interviews with the people. He like asked them stupid questions.
Is that it?
Oh, cigar's the new rage. Yes.
That's it.
Oh, please
Cigars,
play a
the
little.
new
I have to
rage.
see a little bit of this. Play this.
This came out when, in the 90s?
Do we need our headphones for this?
Yeah, we do. We do.
This was
Oh, my.
Oh my god.
Some proper porno music.
It'd be funny if it's you stole all these shots. We found out you guys. There he is.
Oh
Trick.
yeah, that wasn't actually the Handrolled.
Is there any audio? Or
Yeah, he talks a little bit, but he does like a lot of stupid things in this documentary.
This man is the reader, a tradition in cigar rolling factories in Cuba, where the rollers over a period of time would actually go to school by being read to by the reader.
Who's-
These are his pupils, so to speak, and Jesus is one of the most honored readers in all of Cuba right now. He is a member of an honored lot whose job
Whose
it
voice
to
is
read
this?
That's
world
Rick Dees.
history,
That's
the
him?
news, and of course political views to rollers.
I hate.
as
Remember
they
those?
do
Stop.
their
Pause.
thing.
Remember that stupid belt from the '80s? That cowboy
Oh
disco
yeah,
belt.
he's got one of them.
Yeah, remember it was like half disco, half cowboy. It was like a little
remember
mini
it.
belt buckle.
No, I was
You get a
two.
Chess King.
Huh? I had that. And I had
did you buy
cowboy
the
boots,
Chess King?
which I had silver tip boots. Chess King. Remember
Yeah,
Chess
Chess
King?
King,
Yeah.
yeah.
I had Chess King, and the pleated pants,
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the acid wash
Yeah.
Chess King pants.
acid wash. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, but that's so you guys are making this thing a series, so people will be able to learn about. Now, are you going to put what else are you going to do with it?
I mean, the biggest thing is we want to weave every story back into the original Handrolled. So,
Okay.
like we were talking, I think maybe it was before we started the podcast, but like Pete's story is obviously completely incomplete in
Yeah.
the documentary in Handrolled, the original.
Yeah.
And so is everybody else's story. Everybody's got like a very deep and interesting story.
Yeah.
And you'll see, like Jesse said, with the Newmans at the end of this month, we're going to release it. You know, like we essentially became fucking Tampa historians going through, and like, I mean, we interviewed historians, read a shit ton of source materials, you know, like putting this documentary together,
Right.
and trying to weed out the kind of boring stuff like the reader situation. You know, I mean, not that that's not interesting for somebody to dive into, but like you don't want to hear 45 minutes of that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So
No,
you know,
I
we
fucking fell asleep during that.
yeah. So I
The
mean,
thing
like,
that kept me
reader.
awake was his disco belt.
so we want to tell the story of Tampa through like the JC Newman story, right?
Right.
So we got to do that and tie it back into their interviews and stuff back in the original Handrolled. And so the next one we're doing is actually on Pete, funny enough. So that'll be out 2024.
It's
And it,
absolutely, we haven't filmed anything.
we haven't yet.
But the great thing about it is we did like a Zoom call, no?
Yeah, it was like 3
And we
hours
started
long.
talking about things and my history in this, and I realized when I got
Started
off
crying.
the call, I was like, I don't really have a very interesting life.
You don't think so?
No, like I don't.
lying.
I
He's
just
so
don't see the
fucking
story.
delusional.
He's so
I don't
full
see
of
the
shit
story.
right now.
Delusional.
I was a
so
musician in
full of
Los
shit.
Angeles, so like there's a lot of fun stuff, but I can't talk about a lot of the stupid shit I did when I was a kid as a musician.
Of course you can.
No,
Not all of it.
First of all, not now. Dude, listen to me. This stuff I did.
Not now.
You got a cigar named Balls. You can talk about shit you did when you were a kid.
Listen to me, dude.
no.
Not now. I don't know if you've heard of
He
Louie,
also has a cigar called Me
CK.
Too.
There's a lot of guys that did stuff that was cool in the 80s that you can't do now.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much how I used to pick up girls in the 80s, 90s is assault now.
Look, he has a cigar called the Me Too. I think we can get away with quite
Do
a
you
bit.
really?
Well, it was the
Just yes or no. You don't have to explain it.
Do you?
there's a purpose behind it
What?
because I did a
funny.
cigar called the Mexican Experiment because I used Mexican wrapper.
It's so racist. What was it? You just let the doors open and them come in and take whatever they want? Hey, now.
No,
I'm kidding.
I used a San Andreas wrapper, Mexican wrapper, and we decided to change the blend, and I decided that the second one should be the ME2, and so I made sure the band said ME2.
And when did that come out?
When did Louis happen?
Right after Harvey Weinstein?
I think it was right when Harvey Weinstein.
Fuck you.
I swear to God.
Is it gone now? Can you still get them?
I make it for international purposes,
But you can't get them.
No.
Oh, that's a great cigar.
Well, we sell them in Europe.
You should send him a box. You should send everybody who got Me Too'd.
It was because it ended up being a coincidence because we
Yeah.
kind of like, Me Too. And then someone said, well, Me Too. I'm like, oh, yeah. And we're like, no, leave it.
Yeah.
But I made sure it was very clear.
Like a
Right.
Cosby cigar.
M-E in the center of the band and then two on
Put
the
'em
edge.
up.
A Cosby cigar, you start smoking, you wake up like tomorrow. You're like, what the fuck happened? Why is my bum
They,
hurt?
they can pull
Cigar's
up
a
the
sleeper.
ME2 on the internet. It's really simple looking.
No, they're not going to do that because you fucking. How many times did I say ME2, assholes? Oh, God. Once
It's
he-
MEII.
A fly probably landed on the keyboard and he was just focusing on its wings.
Yeah,
and-
you have to say Tatuaje ME2. But,
Is that it?
there you go.
Ooh.
See, ME.
I've
and
smoked
then
one of those,
a
Mo.
little 2.
You've given me one of those, Mo. Those are good. Those are delicious.
It's a great cigar, but it was what happened was when I tried out the original ME,
Yeah.
I thought it was really good, but I thought it needed more, like more punch and more flavor to it.
Yeah.
That's how ME2 came up.
Yeah.
And it happened to just be coincidence that it was around the same time
Coincidence.
as all the other shit. And we made a joke about it, but
Sure.
it wasn't really
Sent one
well
to
received.
Kevin Spacey. There you go, you pervert. Put this in your mouth instead of a 14-year-old's penis. Hey now.
Oh,
Beep.
spicy.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Right.
Allegedly.
Right.
So that's great, man. I can't wait to see the series. I think it's going to do great on YouTube too. I think it's going to be awesome. Are you going to have any? Are you going to try to get in touch with like Schwarzenegger or people who are smoking cigars like that? Have you got any of those like superstar people?
No,
got
you
his
want to be
number.
in it?
No, look. I would love to be in it, but you don't want. Just take a clip from this. I'm talking somebody who's going to get views.
We tried, but it's hard because we're nobodies essentially in the
Really, even
filmmaking
with
business.
the documentary, huh?
I mean, the documentary was like all favors.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
Yeah.
me asking people that I knew, hey, you want to be in a
Right, yeah.
documentary? Or Peter Weller, RoboCop, was the narrator.
Dude, he's great.
Now, he's amazing. But it was, I
Does he
walked
smoke?
up to him. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I walked up to him and I said, Peter, what's it going to take for you to narrate this? He goes, yeah, a couple $1,000 and a box of cigars. I'm
Oh,
like,
shit.
okay, cool.
That's great.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the best.
Yeah. He's awesome.
Buckaroo
He's a
Banzai.
friend. So
We had to
Yeah.
record his audio at the cigar lounge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wouldn't go to a studio.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to drive.
What's
to
Cigar Lounge? His?
Grand Havana.
Grand Havana.
Grand
Wait.
Havana room.
Oh, here. That's
No,
gone.
Beverly
no,
Hills.
The Beverly Hills.
Oh, okay. This one's
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
long
sucks.
gone.
That's what sucks
We
about
put
New
up
York.
all the-
Grand Havana. I was actually with Russell Peters the other night in Los Angeles.
Oh no shit.
Well, I was kind of wasted,
Yeah.
and Russell came out and he goes, Russell, and I go, yeah, I know who you are.
Yeah.
And he goes, who the fuck are you? And I go, my name's Pete. And like halfway into the conversation, he goes, oh, Tatuaje. Yeah, I know Tatuaje. I really like those cigars. I go, thank you. And I barely could pronounce the brand name. That's how messed up I was.
Oh no shit.
And I only went there because a friend of mine happened to be showing up
Yeah.
from another cigar company. And I was like, I should not be here. Like, I should not even be in public right now. And it's hard to sit down next to a comedian like Russell,
Yeah.
who's really quick talking.
Yeah.
And then when you're tongue tied and
Yeah.
you can't even say a word, you're like,
Right.
I feel like a fucking idiot.
He's
I'm
the
just gonna keep
nicest guy in
quiet.
the world.
He was super cool.
I'll tell you how nice. I mean, literally, the one comic wise, top 3.
We have a great
Nice
mutual
wise.
friend, actually.
Who?
This guy named Clay Roberts.
Who's that?
He works for another cigar company called
Okay.
La Polina.
Okay.
But Clay's been one of Russell's friends forever.
This is how nice Russell is. I went to his house last time I was in out. Me and my friend Spooky, who's we're writing this show together, right? And we want Russell to be a part. He's gonna do this comedy camp thing with us. So we're like, hey, we just showed up. We're at your house. He goes, go in. Not there. Door opens. Good from his phone. Good. The gate opens, right? And we go up to the door. His family's there. They don't even know us. You didn't tell them we were coming. We go, hey, Russell told us
Did Russell play?
we could come, right? And they're like, what? And like, so I call Russell, dude, your family. He goes, go around back. I'll tell him. He goes, go around back. Dude, grab what he has a humidor on the back.
Yeah.
And he goes, dude, whatever you want, just grab it. So you go, it's all
He has a humidor outside, right?
outside, hot. There's not one cheap cigar in there. And mostly Cubans. And then I walk over, I don't grab the most expensive because I don't want to be that
You
guy.
can't be that guy.
I grab a Padron, right? Which is still
Yeah.
fucking stupid, right? And I'm smoking that. He comes over. He goes, "What are you fucking smoking that for?" He goes, "What's the guy?" He goes, he grabs a box, brand new box, Monte Cristo number 5, twos, and he goes, "Just take that." He just goes, "Yeah, take that." I mean, who the fuck does that,
Yeah.
right? One of the nicest guys in the world. In the world. Never mind in comedy. In the comedy, top 3. Yeah. So you guys would fucking you
Yeah,
guys.
it's funny because the next night I went out to dinner with a good friend of mine and his new girlfriend who was a hairdresser, and she goes, "Yeah, Russell's a client,"
Oh, really?
and she does like Cedric the Entertainer and
Hair?
yeah,
I mean, he's got very little hair.
yeah, but,
I mean,
like
that's the easiest fucking job.
like, oh, you guys would get along great.
I'll fucking do his hair.
Well, I think maybe an old client.
I'll do his hair with a lighter. All right, listen, man. I want to thank you guys so much for coming on. I always do this with comics, but then when Mo was like, "You're coming into town," I was like, "Dude, I know you
I
guys."
came in just for this.
What?
I came
You
in
did?
just for this.
Ah, dude.
I love it. Thanks, Mo.
What do you-
No, he's coming into town. No, I came in for this.
Dude, you understand, dude. We've known each other for years.
Yeah.
This is the first time we've.
The only time I ever kind of got scared was when I was on that Instagram live with you and Gino. And
Listen, I'm sorry. Listen, Gino Bisconti, everybody. You know him. I look at. I don't look at.
It's kind of tough to be in a room.
Can I tell you a story about?
Yeah.
Listen, I don't know how did that happen. Was that me?
Oh, that was Mo.
Oh, Mo, you put
That
him
was
on,
Mo.
right? You fucking lunatic. Gino, God bless you, Gino. Love you. I did a college with him. Take me on your college, please. I used to do colleges. We get to the college. Cutest little black kid comes up. He goes, "Hey guys, thanks for coming, Robert. Just please, just two things. Do have fun. Do whatever you want. Just don't do any racial humor. We just had an incident on campus, and please don't do any sexual, assault or rape. Don't do rape jokes." And I was like, "Dude, I don't have any of that shit, so we're good."
Yeah.
Gino's like, "Okay, yep." First two jokes out of his mouth. A sexual assault joke and a racist joke. And the kid looks at me with like almost tears. Why would he do that? And I'm like, I don't know. I was screaming at him on the way home. Never again. He's like, why? It was good. They loved it. I'm like, nobody liked it. Nobody.
It's like you put out the big red button in front of him.
I mean, he has.
So, like
he
when
has
you
to
guys
push it.
during the pandemic, when you guys started doing all this stuff and a
Yeah.
lot of cancellation of
Yep.
people's voices,
Yeah.
was there that moment where you were like, I don't know what to say anymore? What's
Well,
not within
there was
ground?
nah, dude, you can say whatever you want as long as you're, I think, coming from a funny
See,
perspective.
comics it should have that pass though, because it's supposed to make people.
Well, you do have that pass.
Yeah.
It's whether you
Wait, which
want
passes do comics have?
to say whatever you want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you can, you risk the chance of,
someone getting offended.
yeah, dude, because someone could always go back in time and say, look at what he did here or what he said here. And it is what it is.
They do that all the time with Joe Biden. Doesn't matter.
Of course. Well, he doesn't say much now.
That's comedy, right?
Oh, dude, I
Talking
don't.
about the old videos that you.
I don't care who I'm smelling everybody. He's a sniffer. I kind of like that about him. He just goes
He's
behind.
got a couple hard art videos.
What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, look, dude.
There's so many videos of everybody when they're
Does he?
younger and they've all done stuff.
Oh, yeah.
know
Oh yeah.
Really?
Who's that?
Biden.
I didn't know that.
I have
Really?
no idea what you're talking
So
about.
Yeah,
I
you'll
know a
never
lot.
see it. You'll never see it. Yeah.
It's on YouTube.
So did my grandfather. Listen, it's a different time. No, it's just look, you can. I think.
We all did stupid shit when we were younger.
Well, this stupid shit, but things change and comics
like
change.
50.
We evolve. I think we evolve. You know what I mean? And we,
Well, not you guys. You never did.
No.
Not on camera.
Never. We grew up with the internet.
Oh yeah, they.
Yeah, not cell phone
We grew up
cameras.
in the 70s and 80s. Different time. You know what I mean?
There was no cell phone
They
footage.
went to the park with their parents that were together. You know what I mean? I was telling my kid this. I told my kid the other day, I was like, dude, I walked to school. And I was always telling him, dude, I had to wake up and walk myself in literally first, second, third grade. I remember in sixth grade, I had to walk from my house near the highway, and it took 40 minutes. And then I went back, and he was like, "Where? From where?" And we Googled it. It was only an 11-minute walk. I mean,
Dad,
It got longer
I'm
every
looking at
year
the
you told it.
GPS
My
now. It's
kid-
11 minutes.
my
I don't-
kid, if
I
he had to
don't
walk
see
to
the,
school, it's 39 minutes. I mean,
Jesus.
yeah, he's just a kid. I got to drive the fucking little cocksucker. Different time. But
Oh yeah.
I think comics, like, if you look now, what they did is they took the we depended on them being the industry, to make us something, right? So then you said, okay, you have to do this, and you can't say that, and you can't do this. And funny people were like, fuck yourself, I'm gonna say whatever I want, like Louie, Ari, myself, Shane Gillis, Luis Gomez, all
There you go, Vince.
it goes on. Louis J. Sorry, fucking. It goes on and on. Big J. Okerson. Just do it ourselves.
Yeah.
Put it on YouTube and let the fans decide.
Yeah.
We'll roll the dice. We're gonna say whatever we want. What I think is funny. Put it out there and see if they consume it. If it's bad and it's fucked up and terrible, people won't like it. If it's funny, even the people that might be offended will still laugh at it, and that's what's happened. So it's in our court now. Now with the internet, we don't need them.
Yeah.
My special was shot by Louie, right?
Yeah.
And we filmed it in Tampa, and success. I made more money than I would have
And you
made.
lost 100 pounds since then.
Dude, it sucks. It was a tub of shit. I can't watch it. I was 350 something.
What do you know?
That's what Steve is now.
I'm 225.
Wow.
I mean, dude,
Difference.
I watched that special. I hate it because I'm just like, I mean, bring up my special. We got to look at it.
Oh, no, it's fine. He's here. It's fine.
Dude, you look good.
Yeah.
I look like shit. You carry weight.
Now you're just being nice because of the hand. You're being nice because of the hand thing from earlier. I get it.
100%. I didn't do that. Look at me right there. Look at Killbox. Talk about Kill Bob. It should have been called. Oh, fucking kill the stage.
You can
Look
always change the name.
to what? Fatso should have been dead.
Kill Bob.
Not as good as I thought it was going to be.
Wow, you are big, but
I mean,
you
dude,
feel better.
dude, my life has changed. Yeah, I got in a fight with a guy tonight downstairs.
Yeah, we heard it.
We heard it.
Did you? You guys were
We were
downstairs.
at the bar.
We're at the bar.
You at the bar?
We were gonna say hi, and then all I heard is, "I'm
But a
sorry
real
that
fight
you
or
got offended by that."
The debate.
Wow,
No, it was loud.
dude,
got loud.
I got my Boston came out.
No offense.
Yeah.
Was it that? No offense, but
No, it was you know, look at man, I've worked my ass off the last year or so and I get fat jokes and stuff like that. And my friends, you know, that's what we do, right? I get it. It's fine. But certain people, I don't do that with you, you know what I mean? And I respect you. And somebody who I had on a different level has been kind of zinging me a lot.
Yeah.
And they said something and I just said, let's just go outside. Let's just go outside and take care of this. You know, which I shouldn't have. Stupid. Dumb. Smart legally. You know.
did you go outside?
No,
Oh, okay, good.
he was like, what the fuck, dude? You know, and I was like, dude, don't fucking, it was a misunderstanding
Yeah.
that should have been, I should have said something, but he made some type of comment. And I was just like, fuck, I'm not, I take it enough from people. And it was just, I think it was a culmination of stuff with him and then other people. And I just
And the fact that you had to do this podcast, you're like,
no,
fuck this.
I was looking forward to this. I'm so happy nothing happened because I have to come back with, you know what I mean? God forbid he beat the shit out of me. Just standing over me, calling me a fat fuck.
We knew it was time to go when we heard, I'm sorry you got offended.
Yeah.
Oh, what'd I say?
No,
Somebody,
He said that.
Yeah.
He said that.
Sorry that offended you.
Oh, Keith Robinson
shit,
was
we
killing
gotta
me
go.
because we were, you know, when you argue, I was like, fuck it. I lost it. I got all Boston. And he was like, he kept talking over me. You know what I mean? And that's a technique that people do to make you snap again, to look like an asshole.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, stop fucking filibustering me. And Keith, after it's all said, we made up. I love the kid. We kissed, you know, I love you. What the fuck, right? And I apologized. He apologized. We're fine, which is what I love about men. We'll be on the verge of killing each other. And it's like, dude, I fucked up. Me too, right? And but after it was all said and done, Keith goes, you know, Keith Robertson, funniest guy ever. Sitting there and he's going, ha, 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 ha. 2 strokes. Ha, ha. Watch the whole thing. He goes, come here. And I go over there. He goes, if I ever hear you say, don't filibust me again, I'm going to smash you with my cane. He goes, how dare you? He goes, what fucking pussy says don't filibust me? He's 100% right. Don't filibust me? Who the fuck do I think I am? I mean, what the fucking loser? Don't you filibust me. I suck. But I'm glad. I'm sorry about that. It was just a long day, man. Long fucking day. And then
And then you had this.
somebody tagged me. No, this is what I was looking forward to, brother. Seriously. I've been looking forward to hanging with you, meeting you.
Yeah.
Because you know, that with Gino Visconti was fun. I mean, you went, gotta go.
I mean, it's really tough to sit
Listen.
on an Instagram live, and because Mo was the host, obviously, but
Sure.
to sit on an Instagram live and have you and Gino going back and forth, you're like, I don't know what I'm doing.
No,
here.
not me. We were having a good time until Gino was like, fucking black people. What? Stop. Women, stop it. The Chinese, stop. Stop saying things. What? Stupid headband. Go Chargers. Come on. We all agree, right? Man, the white man's getting what? Stop saying the white man. He was like, I gotta go. What's wrong with Spanish people? Huh? But anyways, great to meet you guys too.
Yeah,
I'm
same.
looking forward to seeing the series on YouTube. Again, tell the people where they're going to be able to see. When is it coming out?
It's going to come out at the end of this month. We'll announce it. Handrolled on Instagram is our handle.
Yeah.
Handrolled movie everywhere else, including YouTube. Just type in Handrolled movie, you'll find it, and then we'll do the announcement at the end of this month. It'll come out at the end of September.
Okay, great.
We'll release it. Yeah.
Awesome, great, man. And you got anything new happening?
No, just Monsters coming out.
Monsters
20th
coming out?
anniversary cigar coming out in November now.
Wow.
But no, it's just kind of casual. Just
I can't
trying to
thank
make
you
sure
enough,
we end the
dude.
year strong.
Dude, I mean, dude, when we did this movie, this horror movie,
Oh yeah,
they
how'd that go?
it was great.
Yeah,
But I showed Mo. I showed you, right, Mo? I was like, you smoke? What cigars do you smoke? And I was like, J21s.
Yeah,
I
they
know they're
reached out to me.
so hard to get. And we had them in the movie, and I was just smoking them. We're in the scene. I'm just smoking.
would have been funnier. Sorry, I don't know
What's
that.
that?
It's like magically sliding.
That was
off.
weird, right? It would have been what?
It would have been funnier if it was in the movie and it had the logo on the box.
If this one,
Because actually, if you not on the Grand Cojonu, but if you open the lid,
Yeah.
it actually has the logo on the inside of the
dude,
lid too.
I'm so excited, dude. I mean, my kids.
That way you can see it every time you open up the box.
I fucking love it. I really do. I love it. I can't thank you enough.
They're meant to be smoked, right, Mo? They're meant to be smoked. So
They're all gonna be smoked.
I see these on eBay, I'm gonna be pissed.
No, no. I don't fuck around, man. I'm smoking too much now. Is there a thing too much?
Nah, you're fine.
there's
I'm smoking
moderation.
2 a day.
2 days not that bad.
No,
No.
1 to 2 a day.
Does it make you relaxed?
Yeah.
Do you feel not that I'm a doctor in any ways, because I'm not, but there is something to say about the relaxation part of enjoying and
Yeah.
decompressing with a
Sure.
cigar.
Yeah.
That can actually relieve a lot of stress.
Yeah.
And that helps with your longevity of life. The tobacco part, maybe not, but at least that stress level comes down. So, I mean, I'll tell you, it helps my breathing, helps my my heart rate.
What?
Personally,
Right.
like I will light up a cigar. I told Mo today I hadn't lit up a cigar for over a week. I
Wow.
was moving kids into college.
Oh, really? You have kids?
Well, my wife has 3 boys, and I'm their dad. Well, their stepdad,
yeah.
and 2 of them are in college in
Wow.
Boston.
That's great.
And moving them in, so it was hard to find a place to smoke. So stress level was up during the whole week of not smoking. So today, when I first lit up my first cigar, I was like,
It is. There's something
it is.
about it, dude.
it was like so relaxing.
Dude, there's something about it. When I go in my backyard and I sit under a fucking tree and I light up a bat and I take that first puffs, I feel like an old man, but in the good way. Like I feel like I'm calm. I have wisdom. I can chill. Like I'm
It just
not.
takes you to a different space
It really does, man.
Yeah.
So smoke cigars. Go
for
smoke 'em.
meditation.
Yeah, for meditation. And make sure you get Tatuajes, My Father, Don Pepin. It's, I mean, my favorite cigars. Don Pepin's off the charts too.
Yeah.
I always forget about how good they are. Because I have a
The
couple.
blues.
Huh?
The blues.
I mean-
There's a cool, interesting timeline on Don Pepin Blue, the blue label.
Yeah.
That's the one that everybody knows.
Yeah.
The brown label is actually, the Tatuaje brown label came out first.
Okay.
And then Don Pepin was made after the Tatuaje. So the first cigar they ever made was for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because they didn't have their own brand yet.
So
They started making cigars for me before they made their own cigars.
he was a blender,
Yeah.
and you sought him out.
Well, no, like it just happened that someone I knew introduced me to him.
Right.
But he came in from Cuba in 2002.
Wow.
So I didn't meet them until April of 2003. So about
So
a year
your
after
cigars
they
were
came
the
back.
first,
I was their first client, and then the first production cigars.
and
they
then
ever
his
made.
cigar came out,
They came out with their cigar like a couple months after Tatuaje
and
Brown.
then My Father.
My father came much later. My father came in 2009, and that was like
Really?
Jaime Garcia doing a tribute to his dad.
Wow.
Yeah. But now Don Pepin, obviously Don Pepin and my father are all under the same umbrella.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a interesting 20 years for sure.
Well, I can't wait to see the documentary you do with these guys. Is your family going to be in it?
Oh hell, I hope not.
Why?
Of course they are.
They're gonna be.
Yeah, I don't know. Like honestly, I'm not sure what they want to do.
Right. And it's funny too because you're only 4'8". This is the weird part.
4'8", and I'm 255 pounds.
No, you are a tattooed big dude, which is cool as shit. Make sure you check out the documentary, Handrolled, right here. It's on YouTube right now.
Yep.
And also check out their series that's coming out. And you got anything else?
That's it.
And you go to my website right now, robertkellylive.com. I'm all over the place. Phoenix is coming up. Rutherford's coming up. Las Vegas, Skankfest is coming up. We're doing something. I'm actually going to bring a box of these to Skankfest and
hell yeah.
smoke up because last year at Skankfest, I made a cigar lounge because they had no place to smoke. So in the merch, they had all the merch out. It was all over the place. I got chairs and I just put them in. Me and Aaron Berg and Ari and Joe List. We would just go into the merch, outside and just have our little cigar thing. So I was like, Christine, we got it. So this year they're trying to make a cigar lounge kind of for the comedians. I talked to Mo about
We might know somebody who could
obviously, or
sponsor it.
indoor?
Okay.
I talked to Tom. We have cigars coming from my father and from Tatuaje.
Oh, good.
You got one sample
For the comedians.
for the comedians. It's already taken care of. That's
great.
handled.
And then, okay, perfect. So
That's handled. I'm just working on the retailer side.
because comics and cigars just go together. You know what I mean? Shooting the shit, busting balls, philosophizing.
I'll tell you, it's really nice that you guys actually take the time to promote cigars.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like part of your shtick, your thing that you actually enjoy the bats.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see people actually on camera smoking cigars, promoting our industry. Because again, this is a tiny baby industry amongst big tobacco, and to see people with your level of success, actually promoting what you enjoy to decompress with a cigar. It's
it really.
actually,
I mean, Ari.
it benefits us.
Yeah, Bert, Rogan, and Burr.
Yeah, Bill Burr.
Burr loves cigars, man.
I remember Bill Burr talking on someone's podcast. He's like, there's a cigar company that I just look at their Instagram page because I'm not smoking right now. I just look at this.
Yeah.
He was talking about Tatuaje and I was laughing my ass off. But is he
Verzi,
smoking still?
Paul Verzi, Giannis.
Oh yeah.
Aaron Berg. I mean, Joe List. I mean, we're all
really
all in, man, with smoking cigars. I mean,
Love
Shit,
that.
Rogan smokes all the time on his show.
smokes all the time. I mean, Bert, Rob Dukes, my friend Rob Dukes is, used to be the lead singer of Exodus, now Generation Kill. He never smoked a cigar. First one we smoked was Tatuaje. Now he's a member of a lounge.
Exodus.
He fucking every day he sends me his bat that he's smoking.
Yeah?
He knows more about cigars than me now.
Really?
Like 3 years later. Yeah,
But you've been smoking how long?
I smoked back at the first boom, and then I quit
Yeah.
because I wound up smoking cigarettes again. Because I wound up smoking little tiny Macanudos. Yeah, the tins.
Yep, yeah,
got
the
me back to
Ascots.
cigarettes. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was bad. And then I quit everything. And then Paul Verzi at his house, barbecue, around 9 dudes, cold, little chilly, fall, bonfire, broke out just fucking 20 bats. And he's like, dude, you want one? Dude, you want one? A fucking smoke around the thing. I don't know if you smoke. You want to have? We have lasagna. We got the fucking Italian sab with the fucking gabagool. We got the mutz. We got it. And I smoked a cigar, and he goes, I looked over, dude. You were fucking in another planet. I knew you were hooked, and I did. I smoked that cigar. Next day, I'm driving down the street. There's this cigar sign right down the street from my house. I see it. I'm like, what the fuck is that? It just says cigars.
Yeah.
And it's a shitty, looks like where you get jerked off and or you can buy a lizard, right? That storefront, right? And I walk up.
Miami?
No, it's in Westchester. It's just one of those little storefronts that
Strip mall.
Yeah, but that shitty one. You
Yeah,
get a
yeah.
lizard, a hand job, and some Mexican Coke. You know what I mean? So I go up, and it was Cigar Republic.
Oh
For
shit.
the first location. And Yuri was there, who is the fucking bomb. This guy was there, this cool dude was there, and he was like, hey, what's up? And there was a lounge, and I was like, what the beautiful store? Then this private lounge. I joined that day. I was like, dude, what the fuck is this? And he took me in under his wing and taught me. He would literally slap a cigar out of my mouth and go, you're smoking this today. You got your palates, you got to upgrade your
Move
palate.
up, yeah.
Moved up, and I mean, it was a weird thing. Like I go there and there's old dudes. The old Cigar
With
Republic.
ash on their
No, the old Cigar Republic is the new one's, awesome. Skip really keeps a tight ship now. I love it. The new one. And the old one, just I met. I had a business meeting there one day to write a script, to pitch a script. I'm sitting there talking to this dude, and I look over. We hear, oh, fucking yeah, on my face. I want it all in my mouth and eyes. And we're like, what the fuck? We look over. There's just two old dudes smoking a cigar, watching porn. I'm like, where the fuck? What the fuck is this place? And then, so the new place, that's not allowed. Thank God. The new Cigar Republic, which is beautiful. Have you been there?
No.
Oh,
No.
dude, that lounge. How nice
I don't recall going to a place that had lizards.
Well, that place actually does have lizards and a massage parlor now. I swear to fucking God, I'll send you a picture. My kid wants a ball python
Really,
from
Mo?
downstairs.
True story?
I want a hair job
That's
from
funny.
upstairs. Swear to God.
Something for the whole family.
I mean, dude, yeah, the new place is great. But then, I mean, I all of a sudden I was a member of this cigar lounge,
That's cool.
and I was going there, and then I'm still a member of
You got
Cigar
hooked.
Republic.
You got hooked.
I got
It's
hooked
a
on
weird
the
culture.
Yeah, now all my friends are there. Rob the Cop, Paulie G. You know, I go there at night. Sunday nights we have movie night, or we watch our TV shows like fucking assholes. And we just smoke cigars and have Gatorade Zero, and it's just I love it, man. I fucking love it. So, anyways, make sure you go check out my stuff. Where am I? Make sure you go check out these guys. Get yourself a tatuaje. Spread the word about cigars. And go to my website, robertkellylive.com. And if you're watching this on YouTube, just click the subscribe button. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I fucking did. I think it's so interesting. I hope you found it interesting. If you didn't, go fuck yourself. Don't give a
It was
shit.
really an episode about nothing.
It was a great episode. We learned so much. So much. And the hand thing was awesome. The funniest part was you put the hand away. It was like he was using it as a fucking prop. It's his hand, you asshole. You should put that away like he can. What the fuck happened?
I holster it. From time to time.
You should have him make a holster for it. Anyways. We'll see you
I
guys.
sent him a
Mo,
4th of July note saying, hey, I think it's about time you do a public service announcement. Just show your hand off and say, kids don't mess with fireworks. He didn't like the joke. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, we didn't like it the
It's
first time.
every 4th.
I mean,
it's
what
every
the
4th
fuck?
of July.
I mean, what the fuck?
But
Pete?
what
let
was
it
it? Finding
go.
Nemo? What do you do, Flipper or Finding Nemo? I don't even know.
Pete,
Yeah, there's
listen to me, dude. Stop.
He's going to do a trick for you later, and you're going to be like, why did you do that?
I'm gonna throw up. What trick? What trick? If he sticks it in you, or any part of you, I'm leaving. Watch it disappear, and it comes out. It's fixed. Your asshole has magic.
He does a little skit with his hand. And skit.
I can't do it here because I can't ruin your table.
What do you do? What is it? You break it like a kung fu thing?
Yeah.
What is it? What is it? What do you do?
The greatest thing about Steve, though, he has a great
Fine,
sense
fuck
of
it.
humor.
What are you doing? Wait a minute, dude.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Am I gonna throw up? What am I doing?
Nah, it'll be fun.
What?
Oh, you've seen Finding Nemo, right?
Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Please keep doing it. I have to get this. What the fuck is what? Finding Nemo? God bless you, dude. I got it, Danny. Don't worry about it.
That's how I met him.
Oh, I love you, dude.
I'm
I
working with them
fucking.
for like, I don't know, 2 weeks, and they're like, you ever seen
God.
Finding Nemo? I'm like, what do you mean? He does this. So I figured if he's willing to talk about his hand like that, I'm going to joke about his hand however I want.
I fucking love you, dude. I fucking love you. Yeah, I'm telling you right now. God damn it, you're a fucking rock star. All right, man.
No,
That's
these
it.
two are
Why I
the
drink
funniest
in the morning.
motherfuckers I've ever met.
You guys, the best fans in the world. Thank you so much. Guys, give you plugs. Quick, go.
Max Marcus Comedy, all social media.
At Denny Braff on Instagram, and October 13th, I'm going to be at Lone Eagle Brewing in Flemington, New Jersey.
And the Cheese Show on YouTube. Just type in Cheese Show and you'll find it.
And his hot wife, Olivia. Yeah, make sure you follow these guys. Follow the Instagram. They're the best. You guys, the best crew I've had doing this since I started the podcast. And I'm not just saying that because one of you is going to die early from some spinal disease. You guys are the best fans in the world. Thank you. And we'll see you next week on You Know What, Dude? And Mo! Mo, plug it.
What?
Plug your fucking soch, man.
Plug my social?
Yeah.
Tatlatmo on Instagram.
You want to know about cigars? Follow this motherfucker.
The man.
He's the man. He's the myth. Mo, my boy, one of my good friends. I love him to death, and he made all this happen. Thank you so much, buddy. We'll see you next week on You Know What, Dude podcast.
You've been listening to the YKWD podcast. Thanks for listening. Now go back to your shitty jobs.